Good evening and welcome inside FirstEnergy Stadium for tonight's pregame show as we get set for game number 5 of 6 between the Reading Fightin Phillies and the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. I'm Jake Starr. I'll be the host of tonight's pregame show. My broadcast partner Bob McCool will be joining myself in just a couple of moments. Well, the Phillies tonight looking to get back in their winning ways today after winning Tuesday's afternoon game. It's been 3 straight losses for the Phillies, and last night it was a 12-9 defeat against the Rumble Ponies. Reading led 4-2 at one point, but 10 unanswered runs between the 4th and 5th innings from the Rumble Ponies put them up 12-4 at that point. But Reading did rally. They had 3 runs in the 7th. 3 runs in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and they made it 12-9. And from there, though, the Fightin Phillies were held off the board for the final 2 frames of the game, and they fell 12-9 to the Rumble Ponies. So Binghamton leads 10-5 in the season series, 3-1 this week. So Reading needs a win today to try and get themselves a chance at a split tomorrow night. A Rumble Ponies win today or tomorrow will give them the series victory as they've won the first 2 series against the Fightin Phillies so far here in 2025. Well, as we always do on our pregame show, we're going to step aside, and when we come back, we'll be joined once again for part 2 of our interview with Binghamton Rumble Ponies bench coach and member of the 1993 National League champion Philadelphia Phillies, Mariano Duncan. Our conversation continues with Duncan when we come back here on the Fightin Phillies Radio Network. Back here on the Fightin Phils radio network, a couple of moments away from first pitch in game number 5 between the Reading Fightin Phils and Binghamton Rumble Ponies. Just waiting for Fightin Phils to take the field. Both managers, manager Al Padrique and bench coach Mariano Duncan, who you just heard from on our pregame show, met at the home plate dirt circle. Griff McGarry, Jonathan Santucci on the mound tonight, Bob. Griff is someone who's got a lot of experience at this level. Santucci, someone who does not, just making his third AA appearance. But you focus on McGarry. You look back to last night's game. Reading walked 8 batters in last night's loss. So they're going to look to McGarry to get out there and attack the zone and do it early and often, because when McGarry is on and he's attacking, that's a fastball that's very hard to hit. Absolutely, and the other piece of that puzzle is the fact that you're going up against a Binghamton team that, look, is really good. I mean, they're 62-30 overall on the season. Won the Northeast Division in the first half, and on pace right now to do it again in the second. And if they're not the best team in AA, they're certainly one of the best teams in AA. And so you can't give that team and that kind of team extra outs, and the Phils did that last night. And between walks and some costly mistakes on defense, it just got ugly fast here. The Phils, to their credit, though, fought their way back and got themselves back in it. So they have shown through this series that they can score some runs with Binghamton, but they've got to get some help from the pitching, whether it be with Griff McGarry to start or the bullpen. But it starts with strikes. Let's take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard. We'll head over to Harrisburg, middle of the third inning. Senators on top of Akron 5-0. Somerset leads Erie 3-0, bottom of the second at UPMC Park in Erie. Scoreless, bottom 3, Portland at Richmond. Altoona and Chesapeake just underway. The Bay Sox already a 1-0 lead in the first against the Curve at People's Natural Gas Field. And also Hartford, New Hampshire just underway a couple of moments ago at Delta Dental Stadium. In the Phillies organization, the Big Phils already a win today, 9-4 at the Yankees. Iron Pigs and Norfolk just getting underway at Coca-Cola Park. Jersey Shore leads Wilmington 3-1, top 5. They got a doubleheader tonight at Shorttown Ballpark. Clearwater and Tampa just underway. Compex League was off today. DSL Phillies red, a 5-4 win over the DSL Rockies. And DSL Phillies white fell 9-7 to the DSL Marlins today. So that's a look at our out-of-town scores. The Fightin Phils have taken the field. And that'll conclude tonight's pregame show. We'll step aside for the national anthem, and when we come back, Bob McCool's got lineups and first pitch for game number 5 between Reading and Binghamton. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to FirstEnergy Stadium, the home of the Reading Fightin Phils, as they continue hosting the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. Binghamton at 17-8 in the second half. After winning the first half, they are now 62-30 overall. The Phils now on a 3-game losing streak to the Rumble Ponies have fallen to 11-14 overall and looking to try and change that back in their direction. Phils won game 1 of this series. Binghamton winning Wednesday, Thursday, and again last night by a final score of 12-9. Alongside Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool, and this is the lineup for the Rumble Ponies. Jet Williams right back in leadoff spot. He is playing second base in tonight's game. Carson Benj bats second. He's in center field. Ryan Clifford bats third. He's in right field. Jacob Reimer is the cleanup hitter at third base. DeAndre Smith is a designated hitter tonight, batting fifth. Chris Suero is in left field tonight. He's batting sixth. Nick LaRusso. Hopefully he's in left field tonight.
At least in theory.
In theory.
Vic LaRusso, who's had a really good series for the Rumble Ponies, is batting 7th and is at first base. And Kevin Parada is allegedly behind the plate and batting 8th. And Wyatt Young is batting 9th and at shortstop. We'll fill you in on the inside joke when we get to that spot in the lineup. But first and foremost, that lineup for the Rumble Ponies is facing a right-handed pitcher, Griff McGarry for the Phils.
Griff McGarry making his 9th appearance overall. He's 0-2 and a 3.09 ERA. 32 innings pitched for McGarry this year, 17 hits, 20 walks, 39 strikeouts. Opponents 152 against McGarry this year. Last time out, 5 innings, 1 run, 2 hits, struck out 6 against Portland last Sunday. It was the first time that McGarry got to 5 innings in a ball game since July the 28th, 2023 against the Binghamton Rumble Ponies right here at FirstEnergy Stadium.
So we're moments away from first pitch. Fightin Phil's wearing Harry Potter themed jerseys. Now on this tribute to Harry Potter night here at the ballpark, and those jerseys are available as part of an auction. And of course, will also be available, replicas of them will also be available in the team store as well. As Griff McGarry continues his final couple of warm-up tosses and a momentary delay before the start of our ball game tonight. Again, the Rumble Ponies last night jumped out to a 12-2 lead at one point in the game. The Phils chipped away. They got it back to ultimately a 12-6 game, and then they scored enough to get it back to a 12-9 game by the time we got through the 7th inning. But the Rumble Ponies were able to shut them down in the 8th and 9th inning. So a good job of fighting back by the Phils, but unfortunately the deficit a little bit too much. So McGarry's warm-up tosses are finished, and we are now set to go. Our game time temperature tonight is 82 degrees. It's presented to you by All Temp Enterprises. Bit of a breeze blowing out to left center field as we get underway here tonight at about 7 to 10 miles an hour. And Jet Williams, again, will be the leadoff man for the Rumble Ponies. This Rumble Pony team is loaded up with prospects in the Mets organization, and this guy, Jet Williams, is the #1 on that prospect list. He's having a solid season at .289 with 9 home runs and 34 RBIs. And among the league leaders in doubles as well with 27, playing his 3rd different position in this series. He played center field the first 2 games, shortstop the second 2, and now playing at second base tonight. Griff McGarry starts him off with a strike. The 0-1 pitch is a swing and a miss, and it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's interesting kind of seeing a top prospect like Jet Williams move around the diamond because, you're looking at Aidan Miller, who also is a top prospect, and he's been, shortstop every game this year. But Matt's really trying to see Williams at different spots.
0-2 pitch, and he goes chasing after a pitch out of the strike zone. And on 3 pitches, Griff McGarry has strikeout #1.
That's the 2nd straight night that Jet Williams has led off the game by striking out on 3 straight pitches. Chuck King got Williams last night. It's Griff McGarry who gets Williams tonight. And good start for Griff McGarry. A nice slider there to get Williams.
And that'll bring up the #4 prospect in the Mets organization. That's Carson Benj. And the first pitch for McGarry, beats it on the ground, right side, and ranging to his left is Eric Brito, and the second baseman will make the play. And on 4 pitches, Griff McGarry has 2 outs.
Yeah, our fellows infield looks a little different tonight than usual. Miller's at short. That's the constant, but Eric Brito makes his first start of the week. He's at second. Robert Moore, his first start of the week at third. And Felix Reyes plays first. It's been Benellis. Reyes has played maybe once, maybe twice a week. Reyes has not played third in quite a while. It's been pretty much corner outfield or first base for Reyes as of late.
Ryan Clifford now will bat for the Rumble Ponies. Gary a little bit not quite ready to go as the pit clock winds its way down. Still gets it off in plenty of time, and it's up and away. The rest of the defense, in addition to the infielders that Jake just mentioned, Kate Fergus is in left field tonight. Dylan Campbell is in center, and Leandro Pineda is in right, while McIntosh is behind the plate. 1-0 pitch coming to Ryan Clifford, and that's up high. It's 2-0, and a piece of that puzzle is it is a left-handed pitcher on the mound tonight for the Rumble Ponies. So Carson DiMartini, who's a left-hand hitter, Nick Dunn, who's a left-hand hitter, the starting third baseman and second baseman, both left-handed hitters. 2-0 pitch to Clifford. Beats that one on the ground foul, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Clifford at .236 in the season, but among the league leaders in home runs and RBIs, 19 home runs, 62 RBIs. And all three of those top players at the top of the prospect list and lineup for the Rumble Ponies have been good. The combined three, Jet Williams, Carson Benj, and Ryan Clifford, have combined for 16 hits and 4 home runs through the first 4 games of this series. Clifford, 2-1 pitch to him, is fouled straight back. It's 2-2. Clifford is the leader in the pack of those 16 hits. He's got 7 of them, 7 for 14 in the series, with a couple of long balls and 7 RBIs. So he's done nothing to do damage to what he's done in terms of power and run production in this series. 2-2 pitch coming from Griff McGarry. Lines this one into right field. Is it going to hang up? It will for Leandro Pineda. And it's a loud out, but it's an out for McGarry to finish off the first inning for the Rumble Ponies. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. The home team will bat for the first time when we get back at the Reading Fightin Phillies Radio Network from FirstEnergy Stadium. Here's the nice Fightin Phillies starting lineup presented by Golden Oaks Landscaping. Aiden Miller right back in leadoff spot. He's at shortstop. Eric Brito is in the 2-hole tonight and playing second base. Henry Mendez is the designated hitter for the Fightin Phillies tonight. He's batting third. Felix Reyes continues as the cleanup hitter at first base. Paul McIntosh and his hot bat back in the lineup. He's behind the plate and batting fifth. Dylan Campbell is in center field batting sixth. Leandro Pineda in right field batting seventh. Robert Moore bats eighth and is at third base. And Cade Fergus, the left fielder, bats ninth. That lineup facing left-handed for the Rumble Ponies, Jonathan Santucci.
Santucci making his third Double-A start, 1-0, a 3.52 ERA, 7 2/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 167 against Santucci this year.
Aiden Miller steps in, and Santucci's first pitch is in the dirt. Millard's average slipping now down to 219. After a 2 for 16 run so far in this series. He's got 8 home runs and 23 RBIs. He has hit the ball well in this series, but unfortunately for him, most of the hardest hit balls he's had have been caught, and he takes that one for a called strike. He's had a couple extra base hits taken away from him at times and some good plays. As Santucci's 1-1 pitch is lined right at the shortstop on cue. Aiden Miller hits a rope right at Wyatt Young for out number 1.
And another one. He hit it hard, 104 off the bat, but a sinking line drive that Young is played perfectly, and Miller's one of those things. That Young is played perfectly, and Miller's one of those things. You hit it hard, but you can't control what happens after that.
Rest of the defense, Chris Suero is in left field. Carson Benj is in center. Ryan Clifford in right. And the first pitch to Eric Brito is a swing and a miss. Nick LaRusso's at first base. Jet Williams at second. Wyatt Young, who made that catch at short. Jacob Reimers at third, and Kevin Parada is behind the plate. Now a quick timeout for Eric Brito as he swings and misses the first pitch. Brito hitting at 174 since coming back to Baseball Town, looking for his first extra base hit as a Reading Fightin Phil. He slaps this to the right side. Jet Williams with a diving stop and will make the throw to first base and take a base hit away from Eric Brito.
Looked like it was going to be at least a single for Eric Brito, but a great job by Jet Williams turning on the Jets and getting over there to make a terrific play. So 2 quick outs in this inning. Of course, one was hard hit. One should have been a base hit, but nothing to show for it early for the R-Phil. Santucci, I'm sure, will take it.
So Henry Mendez will bat. Mendez at 291 on the season with 7 home runs and 42 RBIs. First pitch to him is way outside. Having a good series. He's 5 for 14. So we're talking about Jet Williams and playing his third different position. He did a great job on that. He was in right field when he plucked that ground ball off the deck. As Mendez takes another one away, it's 2 balls and no strikes.
It's been a good week for Hendry Mendez, hitting .357, couple of RBIs. Also has walked a couple of times.
2-0 pitch to him. This is outside. He falls behind Mendez 3-0. And Hendry Mendez has also shown that ability as well. He has shown a good eye and pretty good patience as a hitter for a 21-year-old. 3-0 pitch coming to him. It's low ball 4. So that quickly Hendry Mendez becomes the game's first base runner as he draws a 4-pitch walk on the lefty-on-lefty matchup.
I feel like Mendez has drawn a lot more walks as of late, and I think a lot of it is probably scouting reports starting to kind of point at Mendez as one of the most dangerous guys in the Phillies lineup. And he's just, I think, starting to kind of, be more careful with Mendez. They don't want him to hurt you.
So now bring up Felix Reyes. Speaking of dangerous, he has had a solid series. Both Reyes and the on-deck circle hitter Paul McIntosh, probably 1 and 1A in terms of the hottest hitters for the Fight Phillies. He's 6 for 10 in the series with a double and a home run. First pitch to him is low ball 1. So 5 straight out of the zone now from Santucci. Reyes with 9 home runs and 24 RBIs. It won onto the pool deck in last night's game. Right-handed hitter going the other way. 1-0 pitch from Santucci. Fouls this one off the backstop, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Santucci, 22-year-old lefty, just drafted last year by the New York Mets in the second round out of Duke University. 1 ball and 1 strike as the lefty winds and delivers. Takes a look at Mendez and now comes with his pitch, and that's there at the knees for strike 2.
I really like the 3-4-5 in the running lineup tonight. Mendez, Reyes, McIntosh. 2 guys in Reyes and McIntosh hitting over 300. Mendez is at 291, which is 4th in the Eastern League entering play tonight.
1 ball and 2 strikes now to Reyes, and a pickoff attempt coming. Not really much of a lead at all for Mendez, especially with a lefty on the mound. You want to see that move before you even think about taking off on him. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Felix Reyes. Slapped left side towards third. Jacob Reimer on a big hop. Will have plenty of time, and that will take care of the Phils in inning number 1. For Reading, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left. 1 inning complete in Baseball Town, and we are scoreless.
In attendance, the ribbon board in left field will scroll the group names during this inning. Thanks to White Star Tours. Tonight, we welcome
International Fireworks is the official sponsor of the Phillies Fireworks Show during the 2025 season. Head to their store at 242 Sycamore Road in Douglasville or visit fireworksrus.com. Mega Blast Fireworks to follow tonight's ball game. It is, after all, a Saturday night here at FirstEnergy Stadium, and you are running out of time. After tomorrow night's game, 18 home games left on the Phillies schedule. Hard to imagine.
Just 3 more series left after tomorrow, so make sure you get your tickets when you come out because the season gets late early or late quickly. I don't know what the right saying is, but August is next week, Bob,
Yeah,
and
it is.
that's the second to last month of the year, well, the season. in terms of the
You better
year.
start getting your books together to go back to school, Jake.
Good thing I don't go to school anymore. I haven't been in school for a long time, according to some.
Jacob Reimer will lead it off for the Rumble Ponies here in the second. And the first pitch to him bounces up there. Reimer's had a tough go so far in this series, 1 for 13. Again, just called up to Brooklyn not too long ago. He had a really good run at High A Brooklyn, 284 batting average. Just 229 so far as a Rumble Pony, as that pitch is there for a called strike from Griff McGarry. 1 ball and 1 strike to the right-handed hitting third baseman Jacob Reimer. Drafted out of high school in 2022 by the Mets. And he lifts this one to right field, not deep. Leandro Pineda is there, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Brings up DeAndre Smith. Smith, the designated hitter for the Rumble Ponies tonight, had been playing in a couple different outfield positions over the course of this series. Hitting at .271 on the year, 6 home runs and 22 RBIs. 4 for 17 in this series. And the first pitch from him is low and away for a ball. Philadelphia Phillies won their game today against the New York Yankees, 9-4. So back-to-back wins in Yankee Stadium for the Phils to start the series. That'll finish up tomorrow afternoon at 1:35 on WEU, 8:30 a.m. in Reading. And pretty good run so far for the Phils. They've scored 21 runs in the first 2 games in that series. And you got Zach Wheeler ready to go tomorrow afternoon to try to take a sweep in Yankee Stadium. 2-0 pitch coming from Griff McGarry. Outside ball 3. That should go over well if the Phillies would pull up the sweep in Yankee Stadium.
Defending American League champions, whether it be with or without Aaron Judge, who was placed on the injury list today with a right elbow issue. UCL is intact, but just going to try to manage that pain.
3-0 pitch is inside ball 4, so the first walk from McGarry turns out to be a 4-pitch walk to DeAndre Smith, and that will bring up Chris Suero. Suero had a big night last night after scuffling to start since his promotion from Brooklyn. He had 3 hits in last night's game, including a home run. Hitting at 200 now as a Rumble Pony. And the first pitch to him is there for a called strike. Now, the joke we were talking about is the fact that Suero's in left field. That's the lineup we had last night as well, up until we realized that the Rumble Ponies had changed the lineup up, and Suero was back behind the plate. Kevin Parada was a late scratch. But he is in left, and Parada is behind the plate. Smith takes off. Paul McIntosh cannot hold on to the ball, and so Smith slides in with a stolen base. He's now at second base with 1 out.
11th stolen base this year in 13 attempts for DeAndre Smith, and it puts him in scoring position here for Chris Suero.
1 ball and 1 strike to him. Got 13 RBIs on the season. And the 1-1 pitch is down low for a ball. Gary takes a look back at Smith at second. Comes to the plate, swing and a miss as he gets Suero chasing on the slider. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good pitch there for McGarry. Suero not thinking he's going to get a off-speed pitch at 2-1. Kind of made up his mind he was going to swing fastball and didn't get it. McGarry comes. This one in the dirt. Good block by McIntosh. Count now 3 balls and 2 strikes, and Smith has to stay put. Back-to-back sliders there from McGarry. Takes a look back at Smith and delivers. Beats it on the ground foul over the head of third base coach and manager Reed Brignac, with Mariano Duncan coaching at first base for the Rumble Ponies. Suero was actually originally born in the Bronx, and then moved to the Dominican Republic and was signed as an international free agent by the Phils in 2022. Just 21 years of age. Hit 240 at his time in Brooklyn in 74 games, but had 13 home runs. 3-2 pitch to him. Outside, ball 4. So the second walk in the inning from Griff McGarry puts runners now at first and second and 1 out, and the hot-hitting Nick LaRusso coming to the plate.
Yeah, walks, of course, that was the lingering issue last night for the Fightin Phils. 8 walks in total, ended up coming back to bite them. McGarry, who's had his struggles with command throughout his career. It's already a couple of walks, back-to-back batters here in the second. See if you can buckle down here against LaRusso, get him out, and then try to get your way out of this frame.
Russo at 264 of the season. 7 home runs and 45 RBIs. He is 6 for 15 in this series. That's outside for a ball. He has really produced. He's been exceptional this week with a couple of doubles, 2 home runs as well, and 7 RBIs in the first 4 games of this series. Again, he's batting 7th for this Rumble Pony team, and he's got 45 RBIs.
Just shows how deep this lineup is.
Off-speed pitch there, and he had him out in front, and they just got a piece of it. It's 1 ball and 1 strike now to LaRusso.
You wonder, what's the Mets thought process, right? Because there's multiple trains of thought, and I think we're moving in a direction where the old school way is not as prevalent. Where you look at a team like this and you say, hey, let's keep this group together. Let's let them go through a whole season as a group. Let them learn together. Let them win together.
Another pretty much the same pitch and same result. With the slider from McGarry in the outer half of the plate, and LaRusso out in front of it just fouled it off.
But it feels like, when a guy's ready, they're going to bump him up. So we'll see whether it's Jet Williams, Ryan Clifford, Nick LaRusso, Kevin Parada. Are they going to bump those guys up to Syracuse? Or are they going to try to keep kind of this core together, maybe bring up some guys from Brooklyn and let them take a run at the Eastern League title? It's not like the big league team is, in need of young talent right now. I mean, it always helps, but they're in first place right now.
1 ball and 2 strikes, bounces it up there. It's 2-2, another good block by McIntosh. And the Mets are right now on the West Coast. They beat the Giants last night, play the Giants tonight. I believe that's a 9:15 start. And then the Mets will head to San Diego after Sunday's completion. So the Phils right now technically are tied with the Mets, depending on what the Mets do tonight. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chopper up the middle, big high hop over McGarry's head. Brito only has 1 play at first, and he gets him. So the other 2 runners move up, Smith to third and Suero to second.
Good play by Brito. McGarry, gave it all he had to try and get up and get that, but couldn't. I mean, it would have not been able to turn 2, I think, regardless. So Brito able to get that second out. Runners move to second and third, but with 2 outs, you get this guy here, Parada, and you get out of this inning scot-free.
Parada at 252 on the season, 8 home runs and 33 RBIs. To Jake's point, he's kind of become now a guy who can give them a bit of a veteran presence. He was a very highly regarded prospect by the Mets when he was drafted out of Georgia Tech. Up and in and spins him off the plate. But the bat has struggled prior to this season. He hit just 214 last year for Binghamton, but a much more consistent 252 this year with 8 home runs and 33 RBIs. So you got runner at second and third, 2 out. 1-0 pitch is outside again. It's 2-0. So a big spot here early on for Griff McGarry to try to keep the Rumble Ponies off the board here in the top of the second. Two-0 pitch is again way outside. It's 3-0. When he's missed consistently outside to the right-handed hitters, whether it be the cutter he threw the last pitch or the slider with his most recent pitch. So 3 balls and no strikes. Wyatt Young in the on-deck circle, the 9-hole hitter if Parada reaches. And that's there for a called strike 1. It's 3 balls and a strike. But even that pitch is on the very outside corner.
Yeah, Prado was asking home plate umpire Chad Patterson where that was. Looks like it just got a piece of that outside part of the plate.
So 3 balls and a strike now for Parada. And way outside again, ball 4. So it's a consistent issue right now for McGarry in terms of where he's missing. Now the question becomes, can he make that adjustment? And I think to prove that point, here comes Brad Bergeson out of the Fightin' Phil's dugout.
Yeah, Brad Bergeson's coming out. So plan is to settle down McGarry, and I think part of the message is, hey, you get the 9-hole hitter Wyatt Young here, go after him, because when your stuff's in the zone, it plays incredibly well. I mean, opponents this year are hitting just 152 against Griff McGarry. In his double-A career, they're hitting just 150 against McGarry. So at this level, when guys, when his stuff's in the zone, it's in the zone consistently well.
Right, so the question now becomes, with McGarry, is it something mechanical? Or is it a confidence thing? What is it right now? Because as I said, whatever pitches he's throwing, and it's been a variety of different kinds of pitches, but the location has pretty much been the same. And it's just a little bit outside. Is he just holding on to it a little bit? Is it a release point issue? Or is it mechanical? Whatever it is, and whether or not Brad Bergeson can see that from the dugout. The conversation was a pretty long one. So let's see how he approaches here with Wyatt Young at the plate. Left-hand hitter, right back up the middle, slow roller. Brito backhands it. He will race to the bag and make the play. And that quickly one pitch. And the third out is recorded for the Rumble Ponies in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. And they leave the bases loaded. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning. And scoreless in Reading. Bottom half of the second inning is brought to you by Cornwall Manor, an active senior living not-for-profit community in scenic Cornwall, Pennsylvania, outside of Lebanon. Scoreless here in Baseball Town as Paul McIntosh will lead it off for the Fightin' Phils. McIntosh to be followed by Dylan Campbell and then Leandro Pineda. A right-handed dominant lineup against the left-handed hitting Jonathan Santucci. Just 2 left-handed hitters in the Fightin' Phils lineup tonight, in addition to the switch hitting Robert Moore. McIntosh had the night off last night, but he has been hot, especially since post-All-Star break in the series against Portland and then continuing here in this series. He's 3 for 7 in this series. Batting average up to .313, 6 home runs and 26 RBIs. And the first pitch from Santucci is over for a called strike one. Santucci winds and delivers, and McIntosh beats that foul. So he's ahead of the right-handed hitting Paul McIntosh, no balls and 2 strikes.
There might be no bat that's hotter in the Art Phil's lineup right now than Paul McIntosh. On a 10-game hitting streak, hitting .486 over that hitting streak.
0-2 pitch to him. Fouls that one straight back to the backstop. Santucci, as I mentioned, drafted last year out of Duke University in the second round, and here he is in Double-A. I think if you take a look at what the Phillies did in the 2025 draft, they're hoping for a lot of the same kind of things. No balls and 2 strikes from Santucci, and McIntosh takes that down low. They appeal for some reason. It wasn't even remotely close to a swing. It's 1-2. But a lot of college players drafted by the Phillies in this year's draft. The hope that they can quickly rise through the system. 1 ball, 2 strikes. McIntosh chases this one and misses. So that is the first strikeout for Santucci. 1 out here in the second. Dylan Campbell will bat. Campbell 2 for 11 in the series with a home run, 189 overall as a Fightin' Phil since his call up from Jersey Shore. First pitch from Santucci's big swing, no contact from Campbell.
Looks like there's a little bit of a light mist falling right now. I saw a couple of umbrellas pop up. I had to look at the bottom of the light fixture by the bullpen, and you can see a very slight mist falling.
Played through some pretty steady rain at times in last night's game. A couple times we thought perhaps they were going to pull and bring the tarp out, but they did not, never stopped playing. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Dylan Campbell. And that's down low, it's 2-1. Weather forecast said 0% chance of showers this morning, so you know what that's worth.
Well, if we've learned one thing this summer, Bob, if it says 0%, it's never 0%.
Dylan Campbell pops one straight back to the towards the press box. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Campbell hit his 3rd AA home run last night. Campbell listed at just 5'10", 205, but boy, does he have some pop in that bat.
Pitch to him here is in the dirt. It is now a full count. Campbell was a very good football player in high school. Had some serious offers to play football at the next level. He carried for 1,500 yards as a running back and 21 touchdowns, playing at the 6A level, the highest level in Houston, Texas. 3-2 pitch is over the outside corner for a called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Santucci to start the second. I'll bring up Leandro Pineda. Pineda 2 for 9 in the series with a couple RBIs. He had them in last night's game. 202 batting average on the year. A lefty-on-lefty matchup. Drives this one into shallow left field. Oncoming is Suero, and he'll make the catch for the 3rd and final out of the inning. For the Phils in the second, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 2 complete, still no score in Reading.
Target banners have been lowered in place above the crowd. If a team hits the banner, they win a $10 gift card. If they shoot a ball through the target hole, they win a $20 gift card to Sweet Ride. Now let's meet our teams. On the first base side, it's the Pickle. And on the third base side, it's Team
Top half of the 3rd inning. No runs on either side so far. Both teams also looking for their first hit of the ball game. We want to thank our good friends at Pepsi for presenting the 2025 season here at Baseball Town. Go fight Phils and drink more Pepsi. Griff McGarry able to work through some control issues in the 2nd inning. Ended up walking the bases loaded before getting the last out. And so now the top of the order back up for the 2nd time with Jet Williams, who was a strikeout victim his first time up. The lone strikeout so far for McGarry. McGarry now 26 years of age, product of the University of Virginia, 5th round draft pick of the Phillies in 2021. And the right-hander winds and delivers. And again, outside, it's ball 1. Gary spent 2024 with Lehigh Valley. He's used solely as a relief pitcher for the Iron Pigs. not a whole lot of success. 1-0 pitch is this time up high. It's 2-0. And before this season started, Griff McGarry seemed to be very contented with the idea that it wasn't the fact that I was in AAA last year and I'm in AA this year, but this was going to be an opportunity for him to get back as a starter. 2-0 pitches outside again, and it's 3-0. Gary wanted to say, look, I'm a starter and I believe I can be a starter at the professional level, and that's what this was an opportunity for me to do. Let's get back out and be a starting pitcher. He's behind Jet Williams, 3 balls and no strikes. Way outside again, ball 4. So pretty much the same stuff that was a problem for McGarry in inning 2 resurfaces with Williams leading off inning number 3. Pitches outside. 3 of those 4 pitches were well outside for the right-handed hitting Jet Williams. The other up high. So it was 4 pretty easy takes for Williams, and you have to pay attention to him on the base pass. As Carson Benj now will bat. Williams with 28 stolen bases on the season. And the first pitch to Benj is over on the outside corner for a called strike. Benj grounded out to second his first time up. 4 for 15 now in the series. Williams does take off. Benj slaps it the other way, fielded by Moore. No play to second. He couldn't get a glove on it, and he does not get the throw there in time at first base. Robert Moore picked it, but he couldn't quite grab a hold of the ball, and ultimately took too long to get rid of it, and as a result of it, Benj is safe at first. So Williams taking off on the play saves the easy force out at second. And then Moore not able to make the play at first, and so Benj is going to get a hit out of it. Be an infield single for him, and now there's fronters at first and second and nobody out. And the dangerous Ryan Clifford at the plate. Clifford flew out to right field his first time up. Hit it on a rope, but right at Leandro Pineda. The first pitch to him is down and in for a ball. Aiden Miller, the shortstop, cheating in behind Williams at second. Opens up a big hole on that left side for left-hand hitting Clifford. And he takes that for a called strike. Dylan Campbell a couple of steps to the left field side of second base in center field. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ryan Clifford. That's there at the letters for strike 2. Big spot here for Griff McGarry. Ground ball would be ideal. Strikeout would be certainly beneficial. One-two pitch. Lifts this one foul and out of play to stay alive. Probably a pitch that McGarry happy he got away with that. Fastball at 95, but it was about letter high. And pretty much center cut. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Clifford it remains. Slap the other way, and it's into right field for a base hit. Williams will be waved around. He will score. Pineda's throw to third. Good play by Robert Moore to keep it from getting it away. And the Binghamton Rumble Ponies are on the board first on another RBI from Ryan Clifford, his 63rd of the season. Jet Williams scores. Benj moves up to third base. And Phil's fortunate that that throw did not get away from Robert Moore and allow Benj to score. That was part of the problems in last night's debacle of a 7th inning. On a similar play, the ball got away from Carson DiMartini, and then he threw it away at home plate. And lots of bad things happen on one play. Right now, it's a 1-0 game with runners at first and third now, and still nobody out. Jacob Reimer is at the plate. That's outside, ball 1. So that top 3 in this lineup for the Rumble Ponies continues to do its damage. 18 hits now for the top 3 in the lineup through 4 games and change. 1-0 pitch to Reimer. Outside again, it's 2-0. So the Phil's playing the infield back, hoping for a double play. Reimer hits a ground ball. They'll concede that second run, looking for 2 outs with nobody out here in the inning. Runners at the corners. 2-0 pitch. It's outside again. It's 3-0. It has really been as consistently inconsistent as possible for Griff McGarry in the last 2 innings. The location of his pitches has been almost identical, consistently outside. 3-0. Just catches the outside corner there. That's 3-1. And that may have been a bit generous. Three balls and 1 strike to Jacob Reimer. And that missed down low, ball 4. So the 5th walk for Griff McGarry will load the bases now as Clifford will move up to second base. Reimer at first. Benj remains at third base, and DeAndre Smith bats. He was the first of 3 walks in the second inning from Griff McGarry. He's walked 2 more in this. Smith with 22 RBIs on the season. And the first pitch is down low and outside for ball 1. Phil's bullpen is quiet, but I can't imagine that it will stay that for much longer. McGarry continues on his current pace. He's thrown 51 pitches now. And after cruising through the first inning, second and third have been a struggle. And he misses outside for another 2-0 count. And that is a called strike. So it's 2 balls and a strike now. Even the pitches that he is getting for strikes are on the outside corner to right-handed hitters. 2-1 to Campbell. Swing and a miss. Curveball there from McGarry. And now he's got the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes to DeAndre Smith. Again, bases loaded, nobody out, a run across. Just got a piece of it as Smith fouls it back at the backstop. Keep it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the Phil's infield is back. Hoping for a ground ball and a double play here, but Smith can run. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lifts this one foul and out of play as Smith continues to battle. Good news is that McGarry's thrown 3 straight pitches for strikes. So maybe, hopefully, McGarry has kind of refound that spot. It seemed to go as quickly as it went away. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball left side and through for a base hit. Benj will score. Everybody else will move up 1 as Cade Fergus gets it in quickly. Seeing eye single for DeAndre Smith, number 23 in the RBI column for him, and it's a 3-0 Binghamton lead. Excuse me, a 2-0 Binghamton lead. Bases remain loaded as Clifford got held up at third. Reimer moves up to second. Smith obviously at first with Chris Suero now at the plate. So it's 3 singles and 2 walks in this inning, and here comes Brad Bergeson again out to the mound. And now the bullpen's going to get busy.
Reading obviously at the tap into their bullpen for 6 innings last night. Looks like John McMillan, the first get up and grab a baseball. McMillan pitched a couple of nights back, went 2 innings on Thursday night.
As I said, it just seemed like it just disappeared on McGarry as quickly as it was there. First inning, he cruised. Gets the first out of the second, and then he walked DeAndre Smith, and he just seemed to lose the strike zone at that point. And he has consistently missed in the same manner to just about everybody, certainly the right-handed hitters. Been outside on all of them. So the conversation on the mound, the second between Ferguson and McGarry is over. But the situation remains the same. Bases loaded, nobody out. And now Chris Suero, who also walked his first time up, is the batter. And McGarry starts him with a slider, and it's a good one for a called strike one. In the dirt, good block by McIntosh. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Gary asks for it and gets a new baseball now. From our home plate umpire, Chad Patterson. Cass Cousins is at first base. Drew Buffelli at third. 1 ball and 1 strike to the right-handed hitting Chris Suero. That's up high. It's 2-1. You know, we talked about this in our pregame show. This is a Rumble Pony team that doesn't need any help. And the Phil's pitching have helped them out with control issues as McGarry misses outside again. It is 3 balls and 1 strike. McMillan is still not starting to really throw off the mound yet, so he's still in the process of getting loose. 3-1 pitch. Fouled straight back, count is full. Three hits and 5 walks combined so far for the Rumble Ponies. They got 2 runs across and the bases loaded. The 3-2 pitch. Over for a called strike 3. Huge out there for McGarry. Finally registers out number 1 here in the third.
Second strikeout for McGarry. First since Jet Williams lead off the game. Put a sinker at 95 right on the outside corner. Pretty much a perfect spot. Let's see if McGarry with that 1 out now gets the strikeout. They're trying to get some of that pep in his step back and get some confidence.
Nick LaRusso will bat. He grounded out to second base his last time up. And down low and away for a ball. Ground ball here would be huge. Bases loaded now and 1 out. Nick LaRusso, who has 45 RBIs on the season at the plate for the Rumble Ponies. That's there for a called strike 1. To give you a perspective of what we're talking about with LaRusso, batting 7th. Hendry Mendez is the Reading Phil's leader in RBIs with 42. LaRusso has 45. But here he is in a prime spot with the bases loaded and 1 out. 1-1 pitch. Drives this one straight away left center field. Campbell will call for it. The center fielder will make the catch for the second out. Runners will tag up and everybody will move up 1. It'll be a sacrifice fly and an RBI for LaRusso, and it's now a 3-0 game.
Yeah, gave it a good drive there. Off-speed pitch up in the zone. Can't play with a secure it. So you get out number 2, another run does score. If you can keep the damage where it's at 3-0, you'll take that. See if McGarry can get Kevin Parada here.
So now the 46th RBI of the season for LaRusso. And Parada, who walked his first time up, now bats. Reimer moved up to third on the fly ball. Smith to second. So second and third now and 2 outs. First pitch to Parada. Low and away, ball 1. "67 pitches now for McGarry. And the 68th is fisted foul. Outfield and infield both playing the right-hand hitting Parada to pull. And the 1-1 pitch is down and away. It's 2-1. 3 runs in for Binghamton here in the top of the third. McGarry trying to pull the plug on it to stop it there. 2-1 pitch. Lined into right center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. 1 run will score. Lined into right center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. 1 run will score. He will score. It's a 2-run single for Kevin Parada and a 5-0 Rumble Pony lead.
RBI number 34 and 35 this year. Al Padriquez motion to Paul McIntosh. Go out and talk to Griff McGarry. Let's see, this is kind of a delayed stall here. Let McIntosh go out, talk for a minute, then Al Padriquez will go out of the dugout and take him out of the game. Or if he's just trying to talk to him a little bit. Nope, he's going to, was a stall for a couple of extra seconds, and now Al Padriquez coming out.
So the call to bullpen will be made. A rough night for Griff McGarry. His control was an issue, and then, as we said from the get-go, you cannot allow this Rumble Pony team any extra opportunities. They have made him pay for it. So McGarry, an early shower, and the Alberta University Golden Wolves call the bullpen will be made. We'll be back after this. Well, a very early Alberta University Golden Wolves call to the bullpen, and it's John McMillan who will come in now for the Fightin' Phils.
John McMillan is in. 17th appearance for him, 0-1, a 6.48 ERA. 16 2/3 innings pitched, 13 hits allowed. He's given up 4 home runs, 11 walks, 21 strikeouts. Opponents sitting at 203 against McMillan this year. He inherits a 5-0 deficit and a runner on first, 2 outs here in the top half of the 3rd inning.
So Wyatt Young will be the hitter for the Rumble Ponies, the 9-hole hitter for Binghamton. We'll see how McMillan can do here. Been kind of a feast or famine experience in Reading for John McMillan. There have been times where he's come in and thrown strikes and been pretty effective. There have been times where he too has fought the strike zone. So we'll see how the veteran righty can do here. The runner, as Jake said, at first base and 2 outs. 5 runs across for Binghamton here in the top half of the 3rd inning. McGarry ends up giving up 4 hits and 5 walks. And that pretty much tells the story. 5 walks obviously being the straw that breaks the back. Young grounded out his first time up. And lays off the first pitch from McMillan. It's up high for a ball. And Parada started and stopped. I think it was just a bluff. Doesn't matter. The pitch is up high. It's 2-0. Pickoff attempt there from McMillan. As I said, Parada started and stopped on that last pitch. I don't think he's really going anywhere at all. As he takes his lead off at first, and not a very big lead at that. 2-0 pitch. catches the outside corner for strike one with the slider. Back-to-back sliders now from McMillan. Slapped it foul down to third baseline. So the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's a really small thing that I've kind of picked up on this week. That I, give some props to Reed Brignac for. Whenever there's a foul ball down the third base line, no matter how far it is, he always makes the effort to get the ball and doesn't, make the left fielder go and chase it. That last one right there, traditionally you'd probably see the left fielder come in, but, Reed ran it down good 100 feet to, not have Fergus chase it down.
McMillan follows it up by missing outside, and now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Wyatt Young. Top of the order, and Jet Williams in the on-deck circle. Runner takes off, and a swing and a miss, and that will do it. And the top half of the third inning finally comes to an end. However, the Rumble Ponies break loose for 5 runs in the inning. They did it on 4 hits. There were no errors, and 1 man left. We'll head to the bottom of the third. It's 5-0 Binghamton on top. Bottom half of the third inning is brought to you by Sports Culleton PC. You can expect reliable and experienced attorneys who are committed to getting you justice after a serious personal injury. Call Sports Culleton today, 1-800-JUSTICE. Well, the Fightins are looking for their first hit, and now they've got a deficit to try and overcome as well. Good news and bad news. They've got a deficit to overcome. That's the bad news. Good news, they've got plenty of time, and as we saw last night, they did a pretty good job of fighting themselves out of a deficit last night. Just a hole too big to climb out of. Robert Moore will be the first one to lead it to face Santucci here in the third inning. Cade Fergus to follow, and then the top of the order, Aid Miller due up in this top half of the third. Moore hitting at just 204, switch hitter batting right-handed. Swings and misses at the first pitch from Santucci. 5 home runs, 26 RBIs for Moore, playing in his first game in this series. Beats this one, chopper down the third baseline, backhanded by Reimer. Off balance throw, and he gets it there to get Robert Moore pretty easily.
Left fielder number 0, Cade Fergus.
So that'll bring up Cade Fergus. Fergus hitting at 159 on the season. 9 home runs and 22 RBIs. Not in the lineup last night. The lineup in left field tonight. And he swings and misses at the first pitch. And at the second, quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Well, I was about to say, let's see how Santucci responds to being in the dugout for an extended period of time with that long top half of the third inning, but that's pretty much irrelevant at this point in time. If you're getting Robert Moore in a couple of pitches and quickly get ahead of Cade Fergus, no balls and 2 strikes. I guess he didn't mind the rest. 0-2 pitch. Just got a piece of it to stay alive. Santucci fastball, slider, and a change. Oh, 2 pitch from him. Swing and a miss. Cade Fergus goes down swinging for the 3rd strikeout for Santucci. That is the 95th time this season that Cade Fergus has struck out. That'll bring Aiden Miller to the plate. Miller, they hit a frozen rope right out to shortstop Wyatt Young his first time up. And he swings and misses at the first pitch as well. Slider, they swings over the top of.
Yeah, we've hammered this point kind of home the last couple of nights, but it's been a very heavy dose of off speed thrown by Binghamton pitchers this week against Aiden Miller.
0-1 pitch. Right back, same pitch, but this time it's laid off by Miller, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, back-to-back sliders by Santucci to start this at-bat to Aiden Miller.
And the 1-1 pitch is outside. It's 2-1. So it doesn't matter whether it's a right-hander, which they've seen the last couple of nights, or the left-hander he sees tonight. Still plenty of sliders for Aiden Miller. Two-one pitch there for strike 2. That's a fastball at the knees. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Over for a called strike 3, and that will do it. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Santucci, 4 now in the ball game as the Phils go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 3 complete, 5-0. Rumble Ponies on top. John McMillan back out for the top half of the 4th inning and take over the play-by-play. My broadcast partner, Jake Starr.
Thank you very much, Bob. Just a reminder also that every Tuesday, all active military and veterans get $3 off box seats thanks to Burke's Oral Surgery and Dental Implant Center. So top half of the 4th inning, Binghamton on top 5-0 over the Fightin Phils. John McMillan's out for his first full inning of work. Griff McGarry started, went 2 2/3 tonight, 4 hits, 5 runs, walked 5, struck out 2. So can officially close his line after McMillan retired Wyatt Young when he entered the ballgame. Jet Williams, top of the order, due up. First pitch home, and it's swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Williams has struck out. He has walked in tonight's game. He's also scored a run. As he bats from the right side, slightly closed stance. The next pitch, he swings through it. It's 0-2. A slider from John McMillan. Williams, a .288 hitter. This is 85th game of the season. He's played pretty much the entire season with AA Binghamton. Next pitch is a bit upstairs. It's 1-2. Williams currently riding a 9-game hitting streak. He's extended his on-base streak already tonight to 11. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Second time Williams has struck out tonight. And it's the second strikeout for John McMillan in as many batters faced. And that'll bring Carson Benz to the plate for the Rumble Ponies. Benz will dig in from the left side, 1 for 2 in tonight's ball game. First offering to him is a slider in the dirt. It's 1-0. Benz 1 for 2 in tonight's game. Singled and scored a run back in the third. What was a 5-run third inning for the Rumble Ponies that saw 9 hitters come to the plate. The pitch at the belt for a called strike. It's 1-1. McMillan, 27 years old. Started the year with AAA Lehigh Valley. Eventually was assigned to Reading on May the 13th. So he's been in Reading for over 2 months now. The next pitch is swung on and a one-hopper to second. It's snared by Brito. To the ground, shoots up, spins, fires the first in time. That'll be out number 2. Nice play by Eric Brito, and that'll bring Ryan Clifford to the plate.
Very nice play for Brito. As he was ranging to his left, it kind of took a little bit of a funky hop on him. I think he thought it was going to be down low, and all of a sudden it took a hop up on him, but he still adjusted the glove and made the play.
Clifford digs in from the left side. He's 1 for 2 tonight. First pitch. Slider misses down and into the lefty. It's 1-0.
So we've seen Brito play both third and second in his time at Reading, and he has really, with the glove, been really, really solid.
And same thing we saw last year from him. 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1. Played some solid defense. Brito, who was called up to Reading after the All-Star break last year, spent the rest of the season with Reading, and actually opened with AAA Lehigh Valley. And that's where he spent the season up until about 3 weeks ago when he came to Reading. 1-1 is a bit south of the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike to Clifford. 2 outs, top of the 4th inning, 5-0, Rumble Ponies on top. Clifford, who singled, drove in a run, also scored 1 his last time to the dish. 2-1. Another slider misses down and in. 3 balls, 1 strike. Clifford, 8 for 16 this week. He's hit a couple of home runs. He's driven in 8. 3-1, he swings and he lifts it foul. Had a play on the third base side. Count goes full to Ryan Clifford. So John McMillan looking for a 1-2-3 top of the 4th inning. Ready comes set at the letters. Deals home. Swung on, lifted into the air. Foul territory, third base side. Robert Moore sprints over, and he'll pull up at the fence as it lands out of play in the third base picnic area. And the count stays full to Ryan Clifford. Clifford currently riding a 5-game hitting streak. He's 8 for 16 over that hitting streak. So basically a hitting streak that has spanned the entirety of this series. This the 5th of 6 games between the two sides. Finale will be tomorrow at 5:15. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. McMillan climbed the ladder with a fastball 95. Clifford could not catch up. And it's a 1-2-3 4th inning for John McMillan. We've played 3.5. Fightin' Phillies to the plate. Bats work to do. They trail it 5-0. Klein is proud to be the official transportation provider of the Reading Fightin Phils. Klein Transportation gets the R Phils to other road trips throughout the 2025 season. For more information, go to kleintransportation.com. Bottom of the fourth, 5-0. Rumble Ponies on top of the R Phils. Jonathan Santucci back out for his fourth inning of work, completes his warm-up tosses. And it'll be 2-3-4 of the R Phils lineup due up against Santucci. Eric Brito, the first at the left-handed arm out of Duke University, will face. Brito digs in from the right side. First pitch home. And it's taken for a ball. It's 1-0. Right-handed bat 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game. Grounded out the second his first time up. Brito swings the next one. Hits a cue shot. Shallow right. In comes Clifford. It'll fall for a base hit. So it's a leadoff single for Eric Brito. And the R Phils have the first man aboard in the fourth, and that'll bring Hendry Mendez to the plate.
Well, it gets them their first hit of the ball game, and now let's see if the bats can come alive a little bit. As you said, they mounted a comeback last night, just didn't have enough left in the tank, but they've got a lot more time in this one than they did last night.
Mendez walked his first time up, digs in from the left side as Brito leads off first. Santucci out of the stretch, fires home. The first pitch a bit outside, it's 1-0. Mendez, a .291 hitter. That's third best in the Eastern League. He's got 82 hits this year. That's eighth most in the league. 1-0. He'll take a slider for a called strike. It's 1-1. Rumble Ponies looking to turn two. Williams at second is shaded maybe a step over and in. Young is deep and over towards second at short. One. Mendez will take another slider. Misses a bit outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Benj in center field is way over towards the left center gap. The left footer Suero is shallow and towards the line. And then Clifford in right plays pretty straight up. So pretty sizable gap in right center. 2-1. Mendez another slider he takes down. 3-1. Mendez has already walked once tonight. 3 times in total this week. Has the hitter's count on him. Santucci fires, and that's inside ball 4. So Hendry Mendez has walked for the second time tonight. And the first 2 runners are aboard for the R Phils in the fourth as Felix Reyes comes to the plate.
You pointed this out in inning number 1 when Mendez walked. He walked in 4 pitches in inning number 1. That you start looking at this lineup and you look at the guys who are going to hurt you. And Hendry Mendez is one of the guys who's going to jump out at you with the number of hits he's had. Well, he's been on base twice tonight with 2 walks with a total of 9 pitches thrown to him. So he walked on 4 pitches and now on 5 pitches.
So here's Felix Reyes. Right, he's 0 for 1 tonight, grounded out the third in the first. First pitch to him. It's swung on and a little cue shot. Right side, it's bobbled by Williams, goes into shallow right field. Brito turns third, he'll score. Towards third is Mendez, he's there safely. So we'll see what they roll it, but nonetheless, the Fightin Phils are on the board. It's 5-1.
Yeah, Williams bobbled it and then also slowed it down. Initially, Michael Jones, who's coaching at third, put up the stop sign for Eric Brito. Brito turned and saw the ball in shallow right field and then just took off for home. And a good job by Mendez as well. He kept moving, and he gets himself to third base as well. And they have not yet put up the call, but I got to think that's an error on Williams.
The only argument for a hit is that
at best, it's got to be a hit and an error because Brito was going to stop at third.
So it looks like it's just a straight error.
Yep.
So it's the 11th of the season for Jet Williams. That's most on this Rumble Ponies team.
Again, I could potentially have seen a hit and an error that you think, well, it
slowly hit, had to move a lot.
And then the error allows Brito to score, but I think I agree with that. I think that's a play that Williams should have had.
First pitch to Paul McIntosh. He swings and misses at a slider. It's 0-1. So Reading gets a run back. They trail by 4. Still lots of baseball left to play tonight. McIntosh bats with men on the corners and no outs still here in the fourth. Right-handed bat 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out in the second. The 0-1. And he swings and it's a ground ball towards third. Charging his Reimer. He goes to second for 1. Relay to first in time. Hendry Mendez does score, so the Fightin' Phils get another. It's 5-2 as McIntosh grounds into a 5-4-3 double play. He will not get an RBI on that one.
So the Phils do take the run, but the Rumble Ponies will trade the run for the 2 outs, and now the bases are clear.
So that'll bring Dylan Campbell to the plate. 2 outs in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Base is now clear. Santucci winds and deals. And Campbell swings and he fouls it back. It's 0-1. Ready back Campbell. 0 for 1, struck out looking back in the second. Hit a 2-run home run in last night's ball game. Has 3 in total since he's joined the Fightin' Phils. Reading also does have bullpen action. It's Aberson Castellano warming up as he was activated off the injured list earlier today. 0-1. Curveball, Campbell will take it up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kevin Parada kind of hesitated throwing it back as he thought that was a strike. But home plate umpire Chad Patterson, the crew chief on the staff, disagreed. This will be the 48th pitch of the night for Santucci, and Campbell takes it down. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fightin' Phils a pair of runs in this inning. But no RBI for Reading in this inning because
how about that?
One scored on an error, the other on a double play. Campbell swings, hits into the air towards deep left center. Suero's back. The yard will hold it. The center fielder bench calls him off and makes the catch in the alley, and that will retire the side here in the fourth. But the Phils chip away some. They get 2 runs. They did it on 1 hit. There was an error and nobody left on base. We've played 4. Rumble Ponies still on top, 5-2. Top half of the 5th inning. Fightin' Phils get a couple back in the 4th, so they trail at 5-2. And there's a new pitcher in for the Phils out of the Alvernia University bullpen, and that's the righty. A big welcome back to Aberson Castellano.
Yeah, he's started the season as one of the starters for the Fightin' Phils. He's 2-1 with a 3.27 earned run average, making his first appearance since May the 29th against Erie.
So Aberson Castellano in for John McMillan. Get to his final line here in a moment.
That was a good outing by McMillan. He stopped the slide, that's for sure.
4, 5, 6 due up for the Rumble Ponies here in the frame. Jacob Reimer will be the first he faces as he digs in from the right side. First pitch from Castellano is taken down for a ball, 1-0.
McMillan goes an inning and a third, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts.
Actually, 3 strikeouts.
You are correct.
Jacob Reimer has flown out the right and walked in tonight's ball game. 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Curveball that missed. Today's Fightin' Phils Alumni Report is presented by Deer Country Farm and Lawn. Last night in Allentown, the Iron Pigs down by 1 in the 8th. Keaton Anthony Had a 2-run single to put the Iron Pigs up for good. They eventually picked up the win in what's been a good week over at Coca-Cola Park against Norfolk. The next pitch is swung on in a broken bat flare towards shallow center. It'll fall in front of a charging Leandro Pineda for a base hit. So it's a leadoff single for Jacob Reimer on a ball that left the bat at just 68 miles per hour. And that'll bring DeAndre Smith to the plate.
Well, things are getting a little bit more interesting next week for Allentown because it was announced over the course of the last 24 hours that
Aaron Nola.
Aaron Nola will make a start for the Iron Pigs on Thursday after successfully throwing some up and down in the bullpen in Yankee Stadium yesterday.
Pitch is swung on by Smith, and it's a line drive through the whole left side base hit. Fergus over to cut it off, so it's back-to-back singles to start this inning for Binghamton, and that'll bring Chris Suero to the plate. So one was a bloop, and the other one was hit a lot harder. That one 103 off the bat.
So let's see how Castellanos responds to this. Again, just coming back off the IL and not having a rehab appearances, but coming in and out of the bullpen, and right away gets himself into a little bit of a bind here.
Suero walking a strikeout in tonight's game. The first pitch is over for a called strike. It's 0-1.
It's a really good curveball to start Suero. He was not expecting that.
Suero 190. It's just his 6th game at the AA level. He was caught up prior to last weekend's series at New Hampshire. 0-1. Swinging a fly ball, shallow left. Ferguson tracks it down, makes the catch, and that'll be out number 1. Brings Nick LaRusso to the plate. Good closing speed there by Cade Ferguson. I mean, look, Campbell in center, Ferguson left. That's a pretty good combo right there.
Yeah, off the bat, I thought that might fall. Then I remembered Cade Ferguson was playing left. I mean, he does get the balls in a hurry.
So Nick LaRusso's up. Bob alluded to it earlier in the broadcast. He's had himself a good week. Tonight he's grounded out and he's hit a sac fly to center. So 0 for 1 overall this evening. Castellano deals in the first pitch in the dirt. Good block by Paul McIntosh. It's 1-0.
The sacrifice fly in the third inning. Nick LaRusso now in this series has 8 RBIs.
He's got 8 RBI, 45 in total this year. This year against Reading, he's driven in 11 in now 14 games played. 1 ball, no strikes to count to Nick LaRusso. Castellano checks the runners and deals, and it's a curveball that misses up. 2 balls, no strikes.
That's a jumping around by those 2 runners. Reimer and DeAndre Smith both kind of jumping around a little bit to try to distract Castellanos.
So Aberson Castellanos on the injured list from May 29th to July 26th. So almost 2 full months on the shelf for Castellano, who fires the 2-0, and LaRusso swings and he fouls it back. It's been a very interesting year for Castellano, which comes on the heels of probably one of the best seasons he's had as a pro in 2024. Split last year between Jersey Shore and then Reading. Had a great finish to the year and was eventually named the Phillies Paul Owens Award winner alongside Justin Crawford. That award given to the best hitter and pitcher in the Phillies system for the year. 2-1. His fastball a bit down. 3 balls, 1 strike. But the Phillies, when 40-man roster deadline time came back in November, opted to add Mick Abel, Gene Cabrera, and Moises Chassé to, in essence, protect them from the from the Rule 5 draft. That left Aberson Castellano unprotected, 3-1. Swing and a miss, 3-2. So you go to the winter meetings in December, and the Minnesota Twins say, all right, we're going to take Aberson Castellano in the Rule 5 draft. Now, maybe for those that are unfamiliar with the Rule 5 draft, if you are a Rule 5 draft selection in the major league side, there is a minor league side, and if you're a minor league selection, you can go wherever you want. But on the major league side, you have to make the team out of spring training, and you have to stay on the roster. And if you don't, you're offered back to your former organization. So Castellanos selected by the Twins. He goes to spring training with Minnesota, 3-2. LaRusso swings and he lifts it foul out of play. It'll stay 3 balls and 2 strikes. And had some struggles over the spring. So the Twins decided we're not going to put Castellano on our 26-man roster. And it's not a case of we can't keep him on the 40, put him in AAA. No, he's got to be on the big league roster coming out of spring training. So Castellano offered back to the Phillies. Phillies obviously took him back. 3-2 is outside. That's ball 4. So that'll walk the bases loaded. First walk issued by Castellano. And that'll bring Kevin Parada to the plate. But so Castellano comes back to the Phillies. He comes to Reading. And Minnesota kind of worked him more as a reliever. A lot of short stints in spring training. So he really never had a chance to build himself up like maybe he would have if he was in camp with the Phillies. So, you know, Reading 3 innings, 4 innings to start his tenure with the Phils this year. Some out of the bullpen. Did make 1 start in his 5 appearances. Parada swings at the first one, and he fouls it back 0-1. But went on the injured list for the first time this year on April the 20th. Actually, excuse me, it was May the 4th. He went on the injured list of a right shoulder sprain. Came off May the 29th. Did make 1 rehab start with Jersey Shore before coming off. Here's the 0-1. And that's taken for a strike to Parada. It's 0-2. Appeared in 1 game for the Phils. And immediately went back on the injured list on May the 31st with the same right shoulder sprain. So re-aggravated the injury. Now he's off the injured list. He obviously took a lot more time. First time was about 3 weeks. This time was about 8. Rehabbing. He's been with the team the entire time. The 0-2 is up and in. Almost hit Parada. Would not have been good if the bases loaded. It's 1-2, but through some bullpen sessions the last few weeks. And then last weekend before a game against Portland, a couple days ago before a game against Binghamton, Castellano threw a couple of live bullpen sessions, and now he's back. 1-2 is down, smothered by McIntosh. It's 2-2. And Castellano, you know, still just 24 years old. Some of the Phillies obviously were very high, and they selected him as the Paul Owens Award winner last year. And, you know, sometimes it's just a numbers game while you're left unprotected. But, you know, as I said, the Phillies see a lot in Castellano. And let's see, you know, given an opportunity the rest of the way here, you know, what he can do to capitalize on it here in Reading. 2-2 the count to Kevin Parada. Pitch home is just off the outside edge of the plate. The count goes full. Bases are loaded, so there is nowhere to put Parada. 1 out, top 5 in a 5-2 ball game. Binghamton on top. (3-2). Swinging a ground ball towards third. Moore has to play back on it. Goes to second for 1. Throw to first is late. So it'll be a 5-4 fielder's choice. Reimer scores. That'll make it a 6-2 ball game. Smith the third. LaRusso out on second. Parada gets an RBI on the fielder's choice. There is 2 down for Wyatt Young.
Yeah, nothing really that Robert Moore could do on that. It was an in-between hop, and he had to back up on it. When all of that takes place, it's just going to take too long to turn the 2. And so the run does score. They get 1 of the 2 runs back. The Fightins just scored in the bottom half of the 4th. But now 2 outs in the inning.
So Wyatt Young, the batter, digs in from the left side. He's 0 for 2 in tonight's ball game. It's been on the corners, 2 outs for the Rumble Ponies. 19 pitches in this inning for Castellano. Wouldn't shock me if it's 1 and done for him. The first pitch, a nice curveball that drops in for a strike. It's 0-1.
Yeah, that Rule 5 draft makes a very interesting process because of that. I mean, you can take a player, but he's got to stick on your major league roster. A lot of people have tried to manipulate some stuff with all of that, but it's a worthwhile pick for some.
Next pitch is swung on and a ground ball foul. It's 0-2.
And again, obviously, it benefits some teams that don't have a good roster because the odds are that maybe they can make your roster. Where if you have a good team, it's going to be a little bit harder for them to take. I don't know that there's anybody who's ever been a bigger bonus out of that Rule 5 draft than Shane Victorino. That's how the Phillies end up getting Shane Victorino from the Dodgers, and look how it worked out for him.
No balls, 2 strikes, couple of outs Here to Wyatt Young as the runners get their leads. Castellano fires, pitches down 1-2. The rule on the Rule 5 draft is basically players that are signed at age 18 or younger have to be on the 40-man roster within 5 seasons. So that'll basically acquaint most of your international free agent signings. Maybe your occasional high school guys that aren't 18 yet. 19 or older have to be protected within 4 seasons. So a guy like Aiden Miller gets an extra year because he was signed at 18. 1-2 inside 2-2. But a guy like Eustace Gage Wood as an example, he would have to be on the 40-man after 4 years because he was signed north of 19. A guy who, if he isn't added before the end of the season, that would have to be added this year, is Andrew Painter. He was signed at 18.
I think they'll probably keep him.
I like to think so. 2-2. It's swung on and fouled. It stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. Justin Crawford, 1 more year until he would have to theoretically be added. Aiden Miller, 2 more years until he would have to be added to the 40-man roster. Just kind of finding a way to just kind of, better explain the rule using current situations here in the Phils or the Phillies system. 2-2 the count to Wyatt Young. Castellano fires. Swing and a miss, struck him out. First strikeout for Aberson Castellano. Faces 6 batters here in his first inning back off the injured list. In the inning, he allows 1 run, gave up 2 hits. There were no errors, and 2 men left on base. We played 4.5. We'll head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Rumble Ponies lead it 6-2. Bottom half of the 5th inning from FirstEnergy Stadium. It's presented by Cornwall Manor, a unique and charming community nestled on a 190-acre wooded campus with many walking trails, including the Lebanon Valley Rail Trail. So we're halfway through this ball game tonight. Rumble Ponies lead it 6-2. Alongside Bob McCool, I'm Jake Starr. Appreciate you joining us tonight. It'll be 7-8-9 to up for the Phils, starting with Leandro Pineda. Jonathan Santucci back out for his 5th inning of work. Pineda digs in from the left side. He's 0 for 1 tonight. First pitch on is inside for a ball, 1-0. So this weekend in Cooperstown, New York, Hall of Fame weekend, 4 inductees being enshrined. A couple of former Phillies, 1-0. Pineda swings and misses, 1-1. Dave Parker and Billy Wagner both being enshrined this weekend, along with, Dick Allen. I said Dave Parker.
Yes.
Yeah, Dick Allen being enshrined, 1-1. Inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. So Dick Allen, Billy Wagner, former Phillies going in. And joining them is CeCe Sabathia and Dave Parker, former Pittsburgh Pirate great. 2-1. Pineda takes it down, 3 balls, 1 strike. Of those 4, 3 of them have played games right here at FirstEnergy Stadium. 1 has played the Phils, but it wasn't at FirstEnergy Stadium. Dick Allen, of course, spent 1963 to 1969 with the Phils, and again in 1975 to 76. And pitch was ball 4 to Leandro Pineda, so he walks. 3rd walk issued tonight by Santucci. That'll bring Robert Moore to the plate. So Allen debuted at the Phillies in 63. He actually never played in Double-A. He played at Single-A Williamsport, Triple-A Arkansas, but at the same time, Phillies Double-A also wasn't here. before his debut in 1963. But Dick Allen did play a game here at FirstEnergy Stadium. First pitch is fouled, 0-1. So the Phillies and our Phils used to always have exhibition games yearly. And crazy enough, way back, they were actually played during the season. I know 2016 was the last one here, and it was a preseason exhibition game, but they played them in season. And May 29th, 1975, Dick Allen played here at FirstEnergy Stadium with the Phillies against the our Phils.
Yeah, that was when he was making his comeback with the Phillies the second time around.
That was second time through. Robert Moore 0 for 1 tonight. Here's the pitch to him. I'll take it down for a called strike. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Now Dave Parker came through Double-A Waterbury on his way to the big leagues, and he played here May 11th to 13th, 1971 with the Waterbury Pirates. Next pitch home, and Moore takes it down 1-2. CC Sabathia pitched here on June 14th, 2000 with the Akron Arrows, who were Cleveland's Double-A affiliate. Now, Billy Wagner
Came to the Astros organization.
Came to the Astros organization, but he did play the our Phils once. Moore swings and he fouls it down the third base line. It's 1-2. He pitched on June 6, 2004 against the our Phils, but it was a rehab appearance, and the our Phils were on the road when he was in the Mets system. So all 4 have some tie here to Reading. 3 played here, 1 played against us. 1-2 to Moore, he fouls it. It stays a ball and 2 strikes. And, you know, if you've never been to FirstEnergy Stadium before, or if you're here tonight and you're listening, take a trip to left field when you come here at some point, you know, on your way towards the left field deck, because every Hall of Famer that has played at least 1 game here in Reading is on display down there. 1-2, Moore swings and misses. He goes down on strikes. That's strikeout number 5 tonight for Santucci. That'll bring Kate Fergus to the plate. So once again, congratulations to the families of Dick Allen and Dave Parker, and congratulations to CC Sabathia and Billy Wagner on their enshrinements in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Oh, the rain's coming down harder.
Yeah,
Jay.
the rain's back.
In case you missed it.
First pitch to Cade Fergus, swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
But to your point about the trip down the third base line, the left field line headed towards the deck, that is, you know, it's one of the, I think it's one of the kind of forgotten parts here, because when you walk down there, you kind of look around, you're like, wow, I didn't think about him, I didn't think about him, I didn't think about him. And he played here too. There's a lot.
Swing and a miss by Fergus. It's 0-2. In this ballpark, it's been around for 75 years, so obviously a lot of history. And the total amount of players who have played a game here in Reading, home or away, that are, you know, enshrined in the Baseball Hall of Fame, whether it's prior to this year or the guys that'll be enshrined this weekend, is 46 total. Next pitch is outside. Pineda started, stopped. He's in a rundown. As a pitch hit the dirt, LaRusso chases him towards second. Now it's Young chasing him back to first. They'll throw to the catcher, Parada. He'll apply the tag, and Leandro Pineda is picked off. That's out number 2, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count here to Cade Fergus.
Pineda just simply froze. The ball was in the dirt. Parada backhanded it, and Parada froze. And once he froze, you're done. And good job by the Rumble Ponies. They executed the rundown very well, back and forth. And ultimately, it was Parada who started it all with the backhanded stop, who applies the tag as Parada tried to get back to first base. Mistakes that you cannot make in a 6-2 game. You need base runners at every point in time. Can't make that mistake.
1-2 the count to Cade Fergus. Pitch to him, swing and a miss. And he goes down on strike. So it ends up being a 1-2-3 inning for Jonathan Santucci. We're through 5 innings full here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Binghamton still on top, 6-2. Established in 1928, the Manor Golf Club is one of the oldest public courses in eastern Pennsylvania. Located between Philadelphia, Lancaster, and Allentown in Sinking Spring, it offers a true test of golf on a championship-style course. Visit themanorgolfclub.com for more info. So we go to the top half of the sixth inning. Fightin Phillies down 6-2. And it's a new pitcher in for Reading. It's the lefty, Andrew Walling.
Walling's making his 25th appearance of the season. He's 1-3 with a 4.33 earned run average and 27 innings pitched. He's given up 21 hits. He's struck out 28. He's walked 14. He has surrendered only 1 home run.
So Jet Williams digs in from the right-handed batter's box. A couple of strikeouts and a walk tonight for one of the Mets' top prospects. And the first pitch to him is a called strike. It's 0-1. So I just want to kind of finish off the Hall of Fame conversation we were having last inning. So 46 total Hall of Famers have played here in Reading. That includes 3 of the 4 that are enshrined this weekend. The 0-1, swing and a miss 0-2. There have been 351 total people enshrined in Cooperstown, which means 13% of all Hall of Famers have played a game on this field that we're looking at right now. I don't know if 13% sounds like a lot or a little, but that's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
13% of all of baseball's best, more than 1 in 10, have stepped foot on this field. 0-2 is bit up 1-2, and I think there's more to come, right? Bryce Harper, probably a Hall of Famer. He's played here with Harrisburg. Zach Wheeler.
Aaron Judge.
We'll see. Aaron Judge.
Guys who are, if they're not surefire Hall of Famers.
1-2, swinging a line drive foul into the 67 Club picnic area on the third base side. It'll stay 1-2.
It's always great arguments to have of, have they done enough that if their career ended today, would they be Hall of Famers? Hard to judge in some of those, but, I mean, obviously, if Aaron Judge isn't the best player in the game, he's the second best player in the game.
Next pitch to Williams. He swings a fly ball to right. Pineda over a couple of steps to his left to make the catch. That's out number 1, and that'll bring Carson Benz to the plate.
And if Bryce Harper isn't the best player in the Phillies organization history, he's the second. He's still the second to this point in time. Mike Schmidt still.
Would you put him at number 2 right now?
Yes.
You would?
I would.
Above Jimmy Rollins?
Yes. I think he is. I'm looking at it from a perspective of ability. I mean, as good as Jimmy Rollins was, I think Bryce Harper's still a better player. I'll put it to you this way. If you're a general manager and you have the first-round draft pick, and your first-round draft pick, you don't know what you're getting for sure, but you're getting either Bryce Harper or Jimmy Rollins, who would you take?
It's a fair point. 1-0 is over for a called strike. It's 1-1. I'll be intrigued to see, Bryce Harper's 32 years old, halfway through his 13-year contract. Be intrigued to kind of see where all the numbers, everything stacks up when that comes to an end. The 1-1 is inside, 2-1. I know one thing for sure, as long as he lives out, as long as he stays the Phillies for the rest of his contract, when he goes to Cooperstown, it's going to be as a Philadelphia Philly.
For sure. And he has bought into to everything, in addition to the fact that he's brought a lot of talent with him.
Swing and a miss, 2-2. Bryce Harper has also been with the Phillies for as long as he's been with the Nationals, as crazy as that is to say.
Right. But, I mean, that's the other piece of it. I mean, there's a lot of players that Bryce Harper has been instrumental in players coming to Philadelphia because of what he has pushed within the organization and because players want to come and play with one of the best players in the game.
2-2. Ben swings a line drive towards the left field line. Fergus races over, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. That'll bring Ryan Clifford up, but it goes beyond just an on-the-field thing. It's kind of a culture thing, right? You go back to the 2018-19 offseason, and the Phillies made it very clear that we were going to put all of our chips into signing one of Bryce Harper or Manny Machado because they had a pretty good 2018 season. They kind of fizzled down the stretch, but they were lacking, a star. They had some pieces, but they didn't have the piece. Of course, they trade for Real Muto. First pitch to Clifford's a strike, 0-1. And then they, make the big signing in Bryce Harper. And that was kind of, it took till 2022 for them to finally get over that hump into the postseason. But that was kind of that first domino to fall to say, hey, we're here and we're back. 0-1 is swung on and missed. It's 0-2.
Yeah, but Bryce Harper's what gets you Kyle Schwarber and what gets you Nick Castellanos. Without the addition
Maybe
of
Zach
a Bryce
Wheeler.
Harper, but you're not getting those guys to sign on if you don't have Bryce Harper.
The 0-2, swinging a chopper towards the middle. Miller charges, fields it, crossing over to second base bag. His throw to first is in plenty of time, and that'll retire the side in the 6th. So Rumble Ponies go down in order here in the frame. We played 5.5. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Binghamton 6, Reading 2. This day in baseball town history is presented by Body Zone Sports and Wellness, the official workout facility of the Phillies. June 26, 2010, at Richmond, Matt Rosati, a.k.a. the Arby's roast beef guy, goes 5 for 5 with a pair of doubles, 2 runs scored, and an RBI as Reading beats the Flying Squirrels 9-4. What I believe was the inaugural season of the Richmond Flying Squirrels at the Diamond, at least as a Giants affiliate.
And this is the final season at the Diamond, is it not?
It is the final season at the Diamond. So they've been the Richmond Flying Squirrels since 2010. They were the Connecticut Defenders from 2006 to 2009. Aiden Miller leads off, and the first pitch to him is a foul ball straight back. It's 0-1. Yeah, final year at the Diamond. They'll move to Carmack's Park next year in Richmond. State-of-the-art facility set to open up in 2026. 0-1. Miller takes a slider for a called strike. It's 0-2. Jonathan Santucci is back out for his 6th inning of work. It's been a solid night so far for Santucci.
Brian McTwire has gotten up in the Rumble Pony bullpen. He has just begun to loosen up.
Saw McTwire earlier this week. 0-2. Miller swings and misses. And in front of a slider from Jonathan Santucci. That's out number 1. 7th strikeout tonight for Jonathan Santucci.
And he is just cruising right now. He might be getting stronger as this game goes on. Phillies had him on the ropes in the 4th inning, but he was able to work out of that, giving up a couple of runs. Error by Jet Williams kind of helped the cause for the Phils, but since that point in time, he walked Pineda to start the 5th inning.
First pitch to Brito was up for a ball.
He struck out the next 3.
So Brito 1 for 2 tonight. He singled to lead off the 4th. Later came around to score. 0-1, swing and a miss. Excuse me, that was the 1-0. Swing and a miss, so it's 1-1. Brito right at 200. He's 5 for 25. Over now 9 games since joining the Fightin' Phils on July the 2nd. Started the year in AAA. Hit .258 over 44 games with the Iron Pigs. Was kind of a depth infielder for Lehigh Valley, the 1-1. Brito takes it down low, 2-1.
The most pitches that Santucci has thrown in this season came against, ironically enough, Jersey Shore at the end of June. He threw 86 pitches.
So that's 70. I would venture to think this is probably his last inning.
I would think, since there is bullpen action up.
2-1. And it's taken inside of the righty Brito, 3-1.
That's a reason why I wanted to check to see as to how far he has gone, whether or not just, I guess McTwire's probably up just in the event that he runs into any trouble in this inning.
He's gone 6 innings twice, most recently July the 11th against Altoona. The 3-1 to Brito, he swings in a ground ball through the whole left side base hit. Second hit tonight for Eric Brito. He currently has both of the Phillies hits, and that'll bring Hendry Mendez to the plate. Look, it's a 4-run game. You put one rally together and you feel a lot better than you do right now.
And good for Eric Brito. Getting a chance to play tonight. Hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities to play, but he's got a couple of base hits. He's also made a couple of nice plays at second base. And that's what you're looking for. If you're Al Padrique at this point in time, you're looking for some guys who are, when you give them the opportunity, are they going to seize the moment?
First pitch to Hendry Mendez. He'll take it on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1.
And I don't think anybody on this team has personified that more than the guy in the on-deck circle and Felix Reyes.
0-1 the count to Hendry Mendez. Left-handed bat who's walked twice tonight. The 0-1. Big swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
Yeah, Mendez went for it all there. Again, I'm okay with that. I mean, you know, a home run here can make a big difference in your attempt to come back. But Mendez is a guy who has pretty good bat control. He's got a great eye as well. And so, all right, you come up empty on the 0-2 pitch. Now kind of shorten up a little bit. Try to put the ball in play with 2 strikes.
0-2 the count to Mendez. 1 out in the 6th. Reading trails by 4. Santucci's pitch, and Mendez swings. I'll foul it. It stays 0-2. Santucci, that last 6-inning start, was his Double-A debut against Altoona. Also went 6 innings to start before against Hudson Valley on July the 5th, which was his final outing with Brooklyn before being called up. Did struggle last Saturday against New Hampshire. Lasted just an inning and 2/3. 0-2. Mendez takes it outside. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
It's a heck of a take by Mendez. That pitch did not miss by much with 2 strikes.
In that game against New Hampshire, just 2 hits allowed. 1 run, 4 earned. He walked 3, struck out 1. He threw 46 pitches, so this, high pitch count early. They lifted him from the game. 1-2, Mendez swings and a blooper. Right field line. Clifford races over, makes the catch. That'll be out number 2. I don't think Clifford thought he had a shot at it at first because he kind of bluffed to try and keep Brito to the bag. And I think at the last moment, he realized, I actually have a chance to make this catch because it wasn't hit hard, but it did hang up in the air for quite a while.
It was off the fist for Mendez, and that looks like that's going to be the night for Santucci facing the left-hander. But it was up and in on Mendez, and he got it off the fist. May have even broke his bat, but it hung up long enough for Clifford to come get it.
So that'll be the end of the night for Santucci. Reed Brignac is out of the Rumble Ponies dugout. We'll step aside for a moment while the new pitcher out of the Alvernia University Golden Wolves bullpen. We come back in a 6-2 game in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Bottom half of the 6th inning, it remains. 1 on for Reading, 2 outs, and a 6-2 Binghamton lead. The new pitcher out of the Alvernia University Golden Wolves bullpen is the righty, Brian McTwire.
McTwire making his 7th appearance as a Rumble Pony, his 2nd in this series. Does not have a decision. He has an ERA of 5.40. 6 2/3 innings pitch. He's only given up 1 hit. But he struck out 6, but he has walked 6, and that's where the issues have come from for that high ERA. But in Wednesday's game, he pitched just 1 inning, and it was a clean inning.
Felix Reyes, the first batter McTwire faces, does inherit Eric Brito on first. The first pitch to Reyes is a called strike. It's 0-1. So Felix Reyes 0 for 2 tonight. Rounded out to third. He did reach on an error by the second baseman, Jet Williams, back in the 4th. 0-1, and he swings. It's a line drive right to the shortstop, Wyatt Young. Took a couple of steps to his left, made the catch, and that retires the side quickly here in the 6th. So in the inning for the Phils, it was no runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left on base. We're 2/3 of the way home on this Saturday night. We will head to the 7th. The Rumble Ponies on top, 6-2. We go to the top half of the 7th inning, and it's presented by White Star Travel, the official group sponsor of the Reading Fightin Phils. Visit whitestartours.com for more. So we enter the final third of this ball game. Fightin Phils trail at 6-2 against Binghamton. Alongside Bob McCool, I'm Jake Starr. Appreciate you spending part of your Saturday evening with us. Maybe you're listening to us while you're at the Savannah Bananas game at Citizens Bank Park. I know that's where my family is tonight.
Is that right?
Yeah, it is. At least my parents are there. First pitch to Jacob Reimer, who leads off the inning as a strike. It's 0-1. 4-5-6-2 up in the frame for the Rumble Ponies. Andrew Walling's back out for his 2nd inning of work after firing a 1-2-3 frame in the 6th. 0-1. It's swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Also a trade in the Major League Baseball world tonight. Randall Grichuk traded from the Arizona Diamondbacks to the Kansas City Royals. The 0-2 is a bit down, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So,
well, the trade movement has started out slow. Arizona's actually been involved in the 2 biggest ones, if you want to call them that. I guess you would. It's interesting, though, that the Royals are in an acquiring situation.
1-2 foul. The Royals walked off the Guardians today, but they're teetering right around 500.
Yeah, they're 2 games under 500. They're 8.5 behind Detroit in the division. And it's hard pressed to believe that. I mean, obviously they're not that far out of the equation, but just interesting as to those who think that they are and those who think that they are not still in it. Right now the Royals are 3.5 games back in the wild card.
1-2 swing and a dribbler foul. I mean, the Guardians, another interesting team because a lot of people or teams have inquired about Emmanuel Clase and Stephen Kwan. I know the Phillies have kind of been circulating and rumors about those 2, but they're another team right around 500. They've been hot as of late. The 1-2 is swung on a miss by Jacob Reimer. He's down on strikes. First one for Walling tonight. That'll bring DeAndre Smith to the plate.
Well, I think a piece of that is that the Tigers were playing such great baseball and had pulled away from everybody, and especially in the American League Central. But the Tigers have scuffled a little bit, and the Phillies have the Tigers on the horizon coming up next weekend.
Phillies another big win today. First pitch to Smith is a strike, 0-1.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the Tigers have lost like 5 in a row. They just got swept by the Pirates. I know that.
They're playing some good baseball right now. The Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, the
best record in baseball since the All-Star break.
I know that sounds funny, but it's really true.
0-1 is swung on and fouled down the right field line. It's 0-2. Phillies did make a move today. They acquired outfielder Brewer Hicklin from the Tigers for cash considerations. Optioned him to Lehigh Valley. Ryan Cusick was designated for assignment. Hicklin, a 29-year-old. He's played just in 10 Major League games in his career, so more just outfield depth at this point. Phillies acquiring.
He's a right-handed hitting outfielder.
0-2 is up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I mean, every time you see the word trade, your ears perk up.
Yeah.
And
You hear the Phillies made a trade and they got a right-handed hitting outfielder, and then everybody looks and goes like, oh, I never heard of that guy. And that's the reality of it. He's a guy who's going to be at Lehigh Valley right now, but you never know.
maybe it's a sign that Justin Crawford might be coming up soon. The 1-2 is inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Crawford was not in tonight's lineup for AAA Lehigh Valley. Rain continues to fall here over FirstEnergy Stadium, just like it did last night. The 2-2 is swung on, hit into the air, high towards center. As it falls through the rainy skies, Dylan Campbell is under it and makes the catch. That's out number 2, and that'll bring Chris Suero to the plate. If you haven't checked it out yet, head to our website. Our team writer, Aiden Stepanski, put out a really good piece yesterday on Aiden Miller, kind of an in-depth feature on Miller and what's his mindset around the trade deadline, because Aiden, the writer, that was very confusing for me personally, just coordinating that. Swinging a miss 0-1. He got Aiden the writer, Aiden Miller the player, but he kind of highlights how this time of year fans look at prospects like trade chips and less like the fact that they are people and professional baseball players, and I think a lot of people forget that fact. The 0-1 is down, 1-1.
Well, I think the other aspect of it is the Phillies have kind of tipped their hand a little bit in the sense that in the offseason there were 2 players who were not for sale or in regards to a trade aspect, Andrew Painter, Aiden Miller, and I think that's changed.
1-1, swinging a miss, 1-2. But kind of the premise of the story is around, growing up, Aiden Miller was a Rays fan. He's always looking, who are the Rays going to get? Now he's at a point where he knows he's involved in conversations, but he's not letting it affect him on a day-to-day basis. He's saying, hey, look, whatever happens, happens. I want to be in Philly. I want to be a Philly. But wherever I end up, I know it's going to be a great situation. But I'm going to go out there, control what I can control, do my best every day, and just kind of tune out the rest of it. 1-2 is inside. Actually got a piece of the foot of Chris Suero, so he's hit by a pitch. First base runner that Walling has allowed, and it's a 2-out one at that. That'll bring Nick LaRusso to the plate. But, yeah, if you have not read that piece yet, head to rphils.com. Check out that piece by Aiden Stepanski on Aiden Miller. And just, a really good piece. Talks to Miller's dad, his brother, his trainer from back home, a couple of Phillies coaches, Al Padrique, kind of all contribute to that story as well. And just kind of, the inside look of what goes through these guys' heads at this time of year when you don't know you're going to be waking up in the morning and am I going to be in Reading, Pennsylvania or going somewhere else? But, Aiden Miller doing a great job kind of tuning all that out right now. First pitch to Nick LaRusso. It's a strike 0-1. And I'm sure it's tough on the players because, it's hard to ignore it. But at the end of the day, the goal is to be a big leaguer. You want to do it with the team that drafted you, but sometimes that trajectory changes. Look at a Logan O'Hoppe. LaRusso swings at the 0-1 and misses it 0-2. O'Hoppe was here in 22. Really not a path for him to get to the big leagues as the catcher. JT Realmuto's there. Gets traded to the Angels. Cracks the big league roster. And he's had some success. So it's kind of the nature of the industry, but it's kind of a reminder, too, that, these are people. They're human beings, and when they get traded, their entire life gets uprooted. Runner goes, pitches a ball, throw to second on a hop, goes right by Brito into center field. Campbell, a good job backing it up. So Suero will just stay at second, his second stolen base. And it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count here to Nick LaRusso.
This one back to look to see with the hit by pitch for Suero. That's the second time he's been hit in this series. That is the 6th time a Binghamton Rumble Pony has been hit in this series.
Counts 1-2. Here's the pitch. And it's inside for a ball, 2-2.
But to the point of all of that, I mean, that is the reality of the business, and it is a business. But, if you look north, which is not north-south, I'm talking north in terms of what's ahead of you as a player, you're looking for the quickest path to the big leagues.
2-2 to LaRusso is swung on and fouled out of play. It stays 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And depending on the team that you're playing for and the team that's on top of you, that path is going to be different depending on what the position is. And we're talking about that with Jet Williams for Binghamton. He's played his 3rd different position in this series because he's a shortstop by nature. Well, Francisco Lindor is in New York. And the guy they got in the Verlander trade, Ronald Acuña's brother, Luis Angel Acuña, is also a shortstop by trade.
Counts 2-2. 2 outs to LaRusso. Pitch home. And it is a bit down for a ball. Count goes full.
And the reality of it is for Aiden Miller is that Trey Turner is signed until 2030. Is he going to play shortstop until 2030? Probably not. But he's going to play for shortstop for the next couple of seasons for sure.
Full count, 2 outs. Payoff pitch. Swinging a ground ball towards the middle. Backhand stop by the second baseman. Brito sets himself, fires the first in time. And that will retire the side here in the 7th. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left for the Rumble Ponies. We will head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Time to stretch here at FirstEnergy Stadium at the Fightin Phillies, down 6-2. This inning is brought to you by Swartz Culleton PC. Have you or a loved one been injured? Get justice. Call Swartz Culleton today at 1-800-JUSTICE. So bottom half of the 7th inning, Fightin Phils trail at 6-2 here against Binghamton. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up for the R-Phils as Brian McTwire is back out for his first full inning of work. Took just 2 pitches to get Felix Reyes to line out to end the 6th inning. So he made quick work in his relief outing. So Paul McIntosh first he faces. First pitch low and away, it's 1-0. Final line on Jonathan Santucci, 5 2/3, 2 hits. He allowed 2 runs, neither were earned. Walked 3 and struck out 7. 1-0, McIntosh swings and he fouls it to the third base side. It's 1-1. Seven strikeouts, second most he's had in a Double-A game. Had 8 in his Double-A debut. 1-1, McIntosh swings and it's a line drive through the whole right side base hit. So Paul McIntosh extends his hitting streak to 11 games and his on-base streak to 15 with that single.
Well, we've talked about both Reyes and McIntosh both swinging a good stick, and both of them have done that. I mean, if you look at the 2 of them, they look like 2 guys as right-hand hitters are going to be dead pull hitters, but they have both sprayed the ball around, and you want to be a 300 hitter, you better that's the best way to do it, is to spray the ball around. Big hole between first and second with second baseman Jet Williams cheating well close to the bag, and it opens up a big hole, and Paul McIntosh takes advantage of it.
So that'll bring Dylan Campbell to the plate here for the R-Phils. 0 for 2 tonight. The first pitch he takes for a strike. It's 0-1. Rain does continue to fall here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Second straight night, second straight game, playing through some rain. Campbell swings and misses at the 0-1, and it's quickly 0-2.
0%, they said. 0%.
Yeah, 0% doesn't mean 0 is what we learned this summer. Campbell is struck out. He's flown out the center. Right-handed bat, high red socks. Slightly open stance for him. Here's the 0-2. Campbell will take it down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fightin Phillies tonight wearing their Harriet Potter jerseys. Mostly black tops with some yellow on the front. Numbers are yellow. They wear their white pants and their red caps when in the field. Rumble Ponies wear their road grays tonight. 1-2. Campbell swinging a foul. Actually, no, it was a swing and a miss. It was in and out of the mitt of Parada. Runner on first, so no throw. So that's going to be strikeout number 1 for McTwire. That'll bring Leandro Pineda to the plate.
Well, just getting up in the bullpen for the Fightin Phils
Andrew Bechtold.
is Andrew Bechtold.
Who needs work. I know he's been your late inning guy.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm surprised because Walling has gone 2 innings that I would have thought he'd be up to pitch the 8th.
Walling or Bechtold?
Bechtold.
Well, it's 1 out of the inning, so I think he's throwing off the mound, so Leaf will be ready.
Okay. I thought he was just getting loose, so I expected that he would already be up and getting loose.
And he's not throwing much right now. Pineda swings and a knuckler towards shallow center. It'll fall for a base hit. So a couple of singles in the inning. Maybe we just totally missed it.
Maybe.
I mean, there'll be times I'll look up and be like, oh, shoot, didn't even realize someone was up and throwing.
Let's put it this way. Unless for some reason he stopped and go pick up something somewhere or do something, he was not throwing when I looked down and then walked to the mound and started to get loose. So maybe he was and stopped.
Yeah, because he's throwing a pitch maybe every few seconds, and he's kind of lingering around the mound. So he must be warmed up.
Right. If he were just getting loose, he would be rapid firing, and he's far from doing that.
So 1 out. It'll bring Robert Moore to the plate. 6-2 lead for the Rumble Ponies here in the bottom of the 7th inning. McIntosh on second. Leandro Pineda on first. Robert Moore 0 for 2 in tonight's ball game. First pitch to him is a strike. It's 0-1. It's the first time Moore bats from the left side tonight. Batted from the right side. His first 2 times against the lefty Jonathan Santucci. 0-1. Moore swing and a foul ball. It's 0-2. Moore a .269 hitter this year with runners in scoring position as Paul McIntosh leads off second. McIntosh, who earlier in the inning extended his hitting streak to 11 games and is on base streak to 15. .2. And I don't know what that was. That ball went all the way to the backstop. It hit the netting in the air.
Just slipped out of the
totally lost the grip of it. And the Bob Euchre just a bit outside clip comes up. And I think that might be the most appropriate time we've had all year for that.
I mean, it is raining, and the ball is wet. I mean, honestly, when you see something like that happen, my first concern is make sure his arm's okay.
I didn't even think it registered on our data here. I mean, the rain is picking up, so. Could have slipped out of his hand, the 1-2. Moore takes it inside, 2-2. Wonder as a hitter, when the next pitch comes after that, what's kind of going through your head?
I mean, you have to relock and reload, but
you're just like, I hope it doesn't go wild the other direction. 2-2. Moore swings and misses. He's out in front of a curveball. So he goes down on strikes. That's the second strikeout for Brian McTwire. And that'll bring Kate Fergus to the plate. So Paul McIntosh, 11-game hitting streak, is the second longest hit streak by an Art Phil's bat this year. Keane Anthony had the longest of 12. Fergus takes the first pitch for a ball. It's 1-0. That was from May the 22nd to June the 4th.
Good pick there by Kevin Parada. That ball was low and away into the dirt with the runner second and third. Nice pick by the catcher.
1 ball, no strikes to Fergus. He's 0 for 2 tonight, couple of strikeouts, the 1-0. Takes it at the knees for a strike, it's 1-1. Running down 6-2. Base hit here from Fergus makes this game feel a whole lot closer. Bottom of the 7th, men on 2nd and 3rd. Twyer deals. Swing and a miss by Fergus, it's 1-2. Fightin Phillies won Tuesday, and they dropped the next 3 against Binghamton. Looking for a comeback tonight to try and snap a 3-game skid. 1-2 is a bit inside and down. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Close pitch, but home plate umpire Chad Patterson says no swing. .22 RBI for Fergus. Next pitch, he swings and misses at a curveball, and he is down on strike for the 3rd time tonight. 3rd strikeout for Brian Twyer. He does end up striking out the side here in the inning. So in the inning for Reading, no runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. We've played 7 on to the 8th. Binghamton leads it by 4. It's 6-2.
All right, fans, which hat is that baseball under? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? Let's take a look. It was under hat number 3. Congratulations to everyone that guessed correctly, and thanks to JP Mascaro for sponsoring tonight's Hat Shuffle game.
Back here, top half of the 8th inning. Rumble Ponies on top 6-2 over the Fightin Phillies. New pitcher in for Reading is Andrew Bechtold. And to tell you about him and take over on the play-by-play, it's Bob McCool.
All right, thank you very much, Jake. Andrew Bechtold making his now team-high 30th appearance of the season. He's 0-3 with a 3.77 earned run average. He now has 3 saves and 4 opportunities for the Fightin Phillies. 31 innings pitched, 31 hits. He has given up, he struck out 42. He's given up just 18 walks on the season. Jimmy G's Railroad House and Sports Bar and Restaurant in Sinking Spring is a family-friendly spot serving delicious food and drinks. Catch the game on one of their 26 high-definition televisions and relax in a welcoming atmosphere. Visit them at 152 Woodrow Avenue in Sinking Spring. Jimmy G's Railroad House is a proud Fightin Phillies team feed partner. Nice job on the soft shell tacos tonight.
Very good.
Rolling Fiesta Friday over into another Saturday night. And Bechtold about to go to work here to start the top half of the 8th inning. And Kevin Parada is the first man to face him, and he swings and misses at the first pitch. Parada on the night has been on base 3 times, a walk, a single, and on a fielder's choice. He's also driven in 3. Officially 1 for 2 on the night and 2 for 8 in the series. He lifts this one into straightaway center field. Dylan Campbell will make a couple steps to his left and make the catch for out number 1. The Fightin Phillies bullpen has done a pretty good job tonight, other than Averson Castellanos making his return for the first time in almost 2 months, giving up a run in the 5th. John McMillan came into a jam in the 3rd to get Griff McGarry out of any further trouble. Pitched well. And a line drive here, and that's going to be a base hit for Wyatt Young as he hits one into right field for a single, his first hit of the night. And just the 7th hit of the night for the Rumble Ponies. with 6 runs on the board, you would think there would be more hits, but it was the walks that were an issue. And Griff McGarry, if you missed it, pitched 2 2/3 innings, gave up 4 hits and 5 walks and 5 runs as part of it. As I said, John McMillan came on to get 4 straight outs. And Andrew Walling also pitching 2 solid innings for the Phils, did not give up a hit or a run. As Jet Williams is at the plate for the 5th time in tonight's game, and he's 0 for 3 so far with a couple of strikeouts and a walk, and he scored a run as well. 1 ball, then no strikes to Williams with Wyatt Young at first base and 1 out. Top half of the 8th and a 6-2 Rumble Pony advantage. Williams lists this one down the first base line and drifting foul. So Rumble Ponies could do no worse than get a split out of this series, having won the last 3. Phils will need to rally here and try to win tomorrow to at least gain a split, and a split against this Rumble Pony team who is 17-8 in the second half after winning the first half of the Northeast Division. They're now 62-30 overall. Wyatt Young takes off for first, pitches in the dirt. McIntosh can't get a grip on it, and so Wyatt Young will get a stolen base. He's at second base now with 1 out and a 2 ball and 1 strike count on Jet Williams. 6th steal of the season for Wyatt Young. Williams fouls this one at the plate, bounce it off of home plate and back, and it's 2-2. Williams is just 21 years of age, drafted by the Mets out of high school in Dallas, Texas in 2022, the 14th pick overall in the first round. 2-2 pitch to him is in the dirt. Williams played 22 games last year for Binghamton. Missed a significant amount of time with a wrist injury. Played the last 6 games of the season with AAA Syracuse. And another one down low, and that's ball 4. So Williams will walk for the 2nd time in the game. Now there's 2 on and 1 out. The 7th walk given up by the Phils pitching staff tonight. They walked 8 in last night's game. As Carson Benj now will bat. Benj is 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored. And he hits a chopper down the first baseline. That is foul. So Benj with a hit in tonight's game, he's got 5. Jet Williams had 5 coming in, and then the on-deck hitter Ryan Clifford with a hit tonight, he's got 8. So the top 3 in Reed Brignac's lineup have a combined 18 hits in this series. And the pitch on the outside corner is now no balls and 2 strikes to left-hand hitting Carson Benj. Aiden Miller creeping in behind at second, come to the plate, and it's fouled out of play. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Wyatt Young, the runner at second base, he singled. Jet Williams, the runner at first, he walked. Bechtold delivers way inside. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Carson Benj. Bechtold's kind of salvaged his season over the course of the last several weeks. He was struggling for good portions of it. 1-2 pitch is lifted foul and straight back as Benj continues to stay alive, fouling off pitches. But Bechtold has found a place in the back end of the bullpen now of late. As I said, he's saved 3 times, picked up 3 saves in 4 opportunities. Looking back again, 1 ball, and nope, time called now is Paul McIntosh and Bechtold can't get on the same page, so McIntosh will go out and have a conversation with his pitcher. Mega Blast fireworks to follow in this one as the rain starts to lighten up a little bit. And again, don't forget tomorrow night, series finale, 5:15 first pitch tomorrow night. Esteban, I did it again.
Esteban
Jimenez. I practice it and practice it, then when I have to say it, I screw it up. He gets to start tomorrow night. Jack Wettinger will get to start for the Rumble Ponies in the series finale. Ben lifts this one up and foul and out of play. Esteban. See, I can say it. I don't know why I screw it up.
You're going to be saying it while you're making breakfast tomorrow, while you're getting ready, driving to the ballpark, doing your book.
Got to break it down, that's all. Syllable by syllable. It's an easy job. 1-2 pitch again. Over and an inside corner for a call, strike 3. Benj knew it. He's headed back to the dugout for out number 2. First strikeout for Bechtold. Gonna bring up the ever dangerous Ryan Clifford. Clifford 1 for 4 tonight with yet another RBI. He is 63rd of the season. Again, 2 on, 2 out, top half of the 8th in a 6-2 game in favor of Binghamton. First pitch there for strike 1. Lifts this one high and deep. Left center field, Campbell gives it a run, looks up, and it is not coming back. Ryan Clifford drives one into the bullpen for a 3-run home run, breaks this thing open to a 9-2 advantage for the Rumble Ponies. Home run number 20 for Clifford, now 65 RBIs on the season. That'll bring up Jacob Reimer. And the damage of the top 3 continues to pile up. The 3rd home run of this series for Clifford. He has driven in 10 runs in this series alone. There's still another game to play. As Reimer takes that one low for a ball. Drives this one right center field. Campbell on his horse again. Looks up. This one's off the wall. And Reimer will roll into second base with a stand-up double. His second hit of the ball game. 3rd hit of this inning for the Rumble Ponies. 5th double of the season for Reimer. And another runner in scoring position for DeAndre Smith, who's got 2 hits of his own. Officially 2 for 3. He also walked in the ball game and drove in a run. So every member of this Rumble Pony team in his lineup tonight has been on base at least once. Brad Bergeson is going to go out now and have a conversation with Andrew Bechtold. Started innocently enough with a single from Wyatt Young, but then the walk to Williams. Got Benj on the strikeout, but then the 3-run home run from Clifford, and now a double from Reimer. And the Rumble Ponies are still clicking. It was a very brief conversation on the mound. As when I say brief, I'm talking like a couple of seconds. There is action in the bullpen. Tommy McCullum's up in the Reading bullpen. Two outs. Bechtold looking to get out of this mess. And Smith fouls off the first pitch. action in the Binghamton bullpen as well. Josh Corneely is up in the Binghamton bullpen. Oh, 1 pitch. Lifted foul and out of play. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Bechtold takes a look back at Reimer at second and delivers up and away. It's ball 1. Nine runs now on 9 hits for the Rumble Ponies. Phils have managed just 4 hits in total and have the 2 runs. 1 ball and 2 strike count to DeAndre Smith. Beats this one fouled on the third baseline. Aiden Fergus will have to go track it down. Bechtold's 1-2 pitch is again fouled away by DeAndre Smith. Not going down easy. And you really like to see that from a player. Doesn't matter that it's a 9-2 game. Every at bat matters. Grind out your at bats. Doesn't matter whether or not the score is in your favor or not in your favor. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss as he cannot catch up to it, and Smith does go down swinging. Second strikeout for Bechtold, and that'll do it for the Rumble Ponies, but they put 3 more across. They do it on 3 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left. It's now a 9-2 Rumble Pony advantage as we head to the bottom of the 8th. The Vernon University Gold Wolves call a bullpen for the Rumble Ponies. We'll bring in the right-hander Josh Corneely.
Josh Corneely is in for the Rumble Ponies, making his 22nd appearance. 3-1, a 3.30 ERA, 30 innings pitched, 21 hits allowed, 8 walks, 35 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 193 against the righty Corneely.
Corneely got the win in Wednesday's 7-0 victory for the Rumble Ponies. Pitched 2 2/3 innings, gave up just a hit and a strikeout. Aiden Miller will lead it off against him. Miller trying to find something here. He's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. His first at bat, he had a rocket right at the shortstop Wyatt Young. 2 for 19 now in the series. First pitch from Cornelius there for a called strike 1. So the batting average for Miller now at .217 with his 0 for 3 tonight. That's in the dirt. Even a count at 1 ball and 1 strike. And Tommy McCullum had been loosening up in the Phil's bullpen and now still is. So he'll pitch the 9th for Reading. 1-1 pitch to Miller. line down the third base line, but hooked it foul. So again, Aiden Miller hit it hard, but unfortunately for him, pulled it foul. Again, Miller with just the 2 hits to show for it in this series, but he has hit the ball on occasions very sharply. He's had hits taken away from him. That first line out right at Wyatt Young was 100 plus off the bat. 1-2 pitch to him coming up. That's up high to even the count at 2-2. Miller to be followed by Eric Brito and then Hendry Mendez. Beats this one foul. Nice turnout on the veranda tonight at the Redners Event Center. Good night to be sitting up there with some rain falling in the sky with a roof above you and stay dry. But to my knowledge, we also had a part of the crowd there. There was 3 different groups that were there, but one of the groups was a wedding party. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Aiden Miller. Up high, it's 3-2. And the Fightin Phils, from the time the Redners Event Center opened up, had talked about, you could get married on a day of a game, and obviously, depending upon your particular preferences, it's either a great idea or I don't know about that. But to my knowledge, it's the first day of game wedding up in the event center. And Miller will take that up high. It's ball 4. So Miller on base for the first time, a leadoff base runner for the Phils here in the 8th. They need base runners. They're down 9-2. Eric Brito will bat. Brito 2 for 3 on the night. He's got 2 of the Phils' 4 hits. Single to right, single to left. He's also made a couple of nice plays at second base. Swing here and miss, comes up empty. Miller's the lead off of first. As Brito almost leaned right into that one, takes it up high and inside, it's 1-1. Now Parada comes halfway out between home plate and the pitcher's mound to throw it back to Corneli for some reason. Corneli kind of digging around on the pitcher's mound, assuming that he must have either slipped or stuck in his delivery, so he's kicking some dirt around. Still a little bit of a mist falling here. 1-1 pitch is there at the knees for strike 2. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Eric Brito. Now Brito will call timeout. And a swing and a miss. D-Reich 3. Brito goes down swinging. First out here in the 8th inning. Bring Hendry Mendez to the plate. Mendez on the night, 0 for 1. He's walked twice and scored 1 of the runs. First pitch here is there for a called strike 1. Time to take a look at our Phil's team leaders presented by Pennsylvania Army National Guard. As Mendez takes the 0-1 pitch into dirt. Good block by Parada, not far enough away for Aiden Miller to move up. But with his base on balls for Aiden Miller, that's his 48th of the season. He is the team leader in that category. Are presented again by Pennsylvania Army National Guard. Hendry Mendez with his 2 walks is second on the team with now 39. And now strike 2 to Mendez as he comes up empty. Actually, he fouled it back into the crowd. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hendry Mendez. Miller at first, 1 out. over for a called strike 3, and Mendez knew it. Mendez expecting something and got a fastball instead. With 2 strikes, no doubt thinking he was going to get a breaking ball and got a fastball. And it was right there for strike 2, or for strike 3 and the second strikeout by Corneille. So Miller still at first now with 2 outs, and Felix Reyes will bat. Reyes 0 for 3. Was safe on an error back in the 4th inning that helped lead to the Phils 2 runs. Fouled straight back to the backstop off the bat of Felix Reyes. And fouls it straight back, almost the exact same spot on the backstop, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Corneille takes a look back at Miller. 0-2 pitch. Down low and inside, it's 1-2. Situation were different, and Aiden Miller would have taken off by now, but in a 7-run deficit. As he takes his lead off of first, and the 1-2 pitch. One hopper right at Wyatt Young. He cannot make the play. It's going to be safe all around. Kind of short hop to Wyatt Young a little bit. He tried to scoop it, didn't come up with it. So a 2-1 now. It'll be Paul McIntosh at the plate. We'll see how they call that one.
Yeah, whether that's going to be a hit or an error.
So Paul McIntosh now bats. McIntosh is 1 for 3 on the night with a base hit his last time up. It is an error. Yep.
So 5th of the year on Wyatt Young.
2nd of the night for the Rumble Ponies. Miller at 2nd now, and Reyes at 1st, with 2 outs and McIntosh at the plate. Started and stopped. They'll appeal and say he did go around, so it's strike 1 to McIntosh. Don't think Paul McIntosh would agree with that. Phil's starting catcher is behind, no balls and a strike, and he'll call timeout now. Oh, 1 pitch. Corneille
It's
slipped
the second
and
time
fell.
this inning.
So he's been kicking dirt around. Now he slipped and fell. And the last pitcher, Brian McTwire, had a ball slip out of his hand, go all the way to the backstop. So it's not gone well in terms of staying on the mound for the Rumble Ponies bullpen, but their productivity's been fine. It's 1-1 now to McIntosh. Ground ball back up the middle. Jet Williams backhands it. He flips to Wyatt Young, covering in time for the 3rd and final out. For the Phils in the 8th, no runs, no hits, 1 error, and 2 left. 8 complete. It's 9-2, Binghamton on top. As we head to the 9th inning, the Auburn University Gold Wolves call the bullpen again has been made for the Fightin' Phils. as Reading will bring its 6th pitcher to the ball game, and this time it is right-hander Tommy McCullum.
McCullum is in. It's his 23rd game of the year. 0-2 at 2.37 ERA. 6 for 8 in save opportunities. 30 and 1/3 innings pitched. 20 hits allowed. 6 walks. 32 strikeouts. 179 opponent's batting average.
Tonight's attendance at FirstEnergy Stadium, 6,750. Thanks to our friends at PSECU for presenting tonight's attendance. PSECU is proud to be one of the largest credit unions in Pennsylvania. 9 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors for the Rumble Ponies. 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors for the Fightin Phillies. As Binghamton comes to the plate here in the 9th inning, it'll be Chris Suero, Nick LaRusso, and Kevin Parada due up. The Phils will head out on the road for the next 2 weeks after tomorrow's series finale. And back here on Tuesday, August the 12th. Suero 0 for 3 on the night. He had walked his first time up back in the 2nd inning, and the first pitch to him is up high for a ball. So 0 for 2 on the night. He was also hit by a pitch. So he's been on base twice in 4 at-bats. 3 for 12 now in the series. And a big swing, no contact here, but he's been on base 5 times now in the last 2 games after scuffling through the first few. And just called up from Brooklyn shortly before this series began. 1-1 pitch is lifted foul and out of play. It's 1-2. Binghamton's first series after the All-Star break was at New Hampshire. They won 2 out of 3 there. And 3 outs away from winning their 4th in 5 games here, as Suero ropes this one down to the third base line and foul. Again, Binghamton's record coming into tonight's game, 62-30. One of the best winning percentages in all of minor league baseball. 1-2 pitch to Suero. It's up high, it's 2-2. Now Suero will call time. Certainly seems as if all indications are that the Mets are going to probably leave this team intact and make a run at the second half title. Unless for some reason that some help is needed north in New York. 2-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball. It's over for a called third strike. Suero started to back out of the box, and it breaks over the plate for strike 3. So McCullum strikes out the first batter that he faces to start the 9th inning.
Yeah, good breaking pitch from Tommy McCullum. And, of course, if Binghamton does win the second half, it'll be whoever finishes in 2nd place in the Northeast Division that would get the 2nd playoff spot.
Nick LaRusso bats, and he fouls one down the first base line and out of play. LaRusso 0 for 2 on the night, but a sacrifice fly and an RBI and a walk. All 9 players in the lineup tonight for the Rumble Ponies have been on base at least once. 0-1 pitch to LaRusso is a swing and a miss. LaRusso with his RBI back in the 3rd inning on that sacrifice fly is driven in 8. And Ryan Clifford with his 3-run home run tonight has driven in 4 RBIs in total tonight. He's driven in 11 in this series. LaRusso drives this one. Right center field gap is going to be trouble. It is off the base of the fence. Dylan Campbell quickly gets it back in and on the bag, and he is out at 2nd base. Campbell played it perfectly off the wall, fired a one-hopper to Aid Miller, who tags him out.
What a play by Dylan Campbell. You watch the replay here on MILB TV. Campbell plays it perfectly off the wall, turns, fires a strike to second. Miller, I mean, that was out by a mile, gets the tag down.
Yeah,
first outfield assist for Dylan Campbell since joining Reading.
Yeah, Aid Miller kind of turned with the tag and went like, where is he? He's not here yet. As Parada now bats, and he takes one for a called strike. So it goes as a single for LaRusso, the 10th hit of the night for the Rumble Ponies. But the outfield assist for Dylan Campbell makes it 2 outs in the inning. And a strike to Parada on the 0-1 pitch is outside for a ball. It's 1-1. So we're talking about grinding out at bats with the Rumble Ponies with a lead, but you guys like to see that as well from Dylan Campbell, making a nice play in center field, despite the deficit on the scoreboard. I mean, look, you're judged as a minor league player. They're looking to see how you play in situations, what you're doing. And these are the situations where you can still impress people even if your team is struggling. 1-2 pitch coming to Parada. Just misses outside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cullum delivers another line drive into center field, but Campbell this time is there and will make the catch for the 3rd and final out in the inning. For the Rumble Ponies, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Fightins have a lot of work to do. They trail 9-2. We're headed to the bottom of the 9th. Dylan Campbell is going to lead it off for the Fightin' Phils here in the 9th. Josh Corneli back to go to work for the Rumble Ponies. His 2nd inning of work. Campbell to be followed by Leandro Pineda and Robert Moore. Those are the scheduled hitters for the Phils here in the 9th. Campbell 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts and a fly out to center field. Phils have managed just 4 hits in a ball game. Eric Brito has 2 of them. They had 2 hits as well in the 7th inning, could not capitalize on it. One of them by Paul McIntosh, the other by Leandro Pineda. First pitch to Campbell, down low for a ball. One 0 pitch is lined into left field for a base hit. It's going to get by, swear on roll all the way to the fence. Dylan Campbell has himself a leadoff double here in the 9th.
Dylan Campbell's got some pop in his bat. It's his 5th double with the Reading, 8th extra base hit, and this is 23rd game. Feel like he's good for at least 1 or 2 just really hard hit balls per game. That one was 106 off the bat.
Well, that's the hardest hit ball maybe since Aiden Miller's line drive to start this game. He had a rocket right at Wyatt Young, and that was 100 plus off the bat. But the 4 hits that the Phils have not exactly been hard hit balls, but that one was. And Dylan Campbell leads off second with Pineda at the plate. Pineda had one of those hits the last inning, last time up, as he lifts this one straight up in the infield left side. Third baseman Reimer will call for it to make the catch for out number 1. So Pineda, a quick retiree. That'll bring up Robert Moore, who's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Campbell takes his lead off from second base. Moore, first 2 at bats from the right-hand side. The switch hitter batting left-handed his last time up and this one. And the first pitch to him is over for a called strike one. And the 0-1 pitch is low and away to even a count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Line right at Reimer at third base. He tried to pretend like he dropped it, but it was long after he had secured it.
I don't know what that would have really accomplished.
I don't know either, because if Campbell was back to second base, he didn't have to go anywhere. What it would have accomplished is letting Robert Moore be safe at first.
Yeah, Moore hit it hard, but it just happened to be, it was a good swing too. Hit it hard the other way, but it was just right to Reimer. So here's Cade Fergus, last chance tonight for the Phils.
Fergus 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts on the night. And the first pitch to him is over for a called strike one on the outside corner.
Looks like the rain has stopped pretty much right in time for fireworks.
Even Mother Nature likes Mega Blast fireworks. Corneli's 0-1 pitch is there for strike two.
I think he almost kind of stumbled a little bit on his landing again. He's been slipping and sliding. With Dwyer threw one in the backstop in the air.
It's been an adventure, but they were getting guys out. It's no balls and 2 strikes to Cade Fergus. Bounced that one up there. The adventure continues. Or Kevin Parada has to take one for the team at that spot, or he just as soon probably not. Again, Parada was supposed to start in last night's game, was a late scratch. He was one of the 6 different players who've been hit by a pitch in this series. In the game before, hit in the hand. 1-2 pitch coming to Cade Fergus. Gets a piece of it to stay alive. Dylan Campbell at second, he doubled. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. 1-2 pitch to Fergus, way inside, almost hit him. And Campbell will move up to third as Parada has to go chase it down back to the backstop. He's got to be getting a little annoyed. The catcher, I mean. So Campbell now at third base. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Fergus. Aiden Miller will bat if Fergus can reach. Swing and a foul tip, and Parada holds on, and that will do it. Fergus strikes out for the 4th time tonight, and the Fightin' Phils go down here in the 9th. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. The Binghamton Rumble Ponies have now won 4 straight in this series. They win it tonight by a final score of 9-2. We'll take a timeout, back with our White Star Travel postgame show when we get back on the Reading Fightin' Phils radio network right after this. Tonight's postgame show is presented by White Star Travel, the official group sponsor of the Reading Fightin Phils. Visit whitestartours.com for more information. Well, the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, the best team in the Eastern League on the Northeast Division, and continue to roll on as they win it tonight over the Reading Fightin Phils by a final score of 9-2. And we'll tell you all about it and how it all unfolded in this on our postgame show. It started fairly well for Griff McGarry. In fact, the first inning was not a problem. Got out of trouble in the second inning after walking the bases loaded, but unfortunately for McGarry, that was a precursor of things to come as it all came unglued in the third inning. Jet Williams got it started with a walk, the fourth of the game for McGarry. Carson Benj followed that up with a single. Then Ryan Clifford brought home Williams with a base hit. And the Rumble Ponies were on the board first at 1-0. Then a walk to Jacob Reimer was followed by a base hit from DeAndre Smith. That made it a 2-0 game. And then a sacrifice fly from Nick LaRusso added on to make it a 3-0 game. And then Kevin Parada came up to put the icing on the cake for the Rumble Ponies with a 2-run single. And so that also ended the night for McGarry, who goes 2 2/3 innings, gives up 4 hits, 5 runs, 5 walks, and just the 1 strikeout. So not a good effort tonight from Griff McGarry as he just kind of lost it in the second and then followed up in the third inning. And the Rumble Ponies made him pay for it in the third. So they led it by a score of 5-0. Phils came back to chip away in the fourth. Eric Brito led it off with a single. Hedgie Mendez followed it up with a walk. And then Felix Reyes hit a ground ball to second baseman Jet Williams that he could not handle, and it rolled into shallow right field. That allowed Brito to come all the way around to score, and it sent Mendez to third base. Paul McIntosh then hit a ground ball to third baseman Jacob Reimer. He turned 2 on it, and that allowed Mendez to score. So no RBI in the play for McIntosh as the Phils get their second run across. Made it a 5-2 game, but Binghamton came right back to get one of those back in the fifth. Jacob Reimer led it off with a single, followed by DeAndre Smith's single. After fly out to Chris Suero, Nick LaRusso walked. This all facing against Aberson Castellanos, making his return to the Fightin Phils for the first time since May the 29th. And with the bases loaded, Kevin Parada hit a ground ball to third baseman Robert Moore. They got the out at second base, but allowed Reimer to score. That made it a 6-2 game. And then the Rumble Ponies put the icing on the cake in the 8th, facing Andrew Bechtold. It started with a 1-out single to Wyatt Young, the 9-hole hitter, and then Jet Williams walked to put runners at first and second. Carson Benj then struck out for the second out of the inning, but then Ryan Clifford drove one into the bullpen in left center field for a 3-run home run, his 20th of the year, his 4th RBI of the night with a 3-run home run. He has 11 RBIs in this series and now 66 RBIs on the year. So Ryan Clifford continues to torture the Fightin Phils in this series. 2 more hits tonight. He has 9 hits in the series, 3 home runs, and as I said, 11 RBIs. Phils could manage no more offense, and so the Rumble Ponies take it for a 4th straight night. Phils won the opener of this series 6-0. Binghamton came back with a 7-0 win on Wednesday, a 6-2 win on Thursday, and now they had a 12-9 win last night, and then a 9-2 win tonight. And so they have clinched this series. The Phils will try to at least salvage another one tomorrow in the series finale. Again, 5:15 is first pitch here at FirstEnergy Stadium. The pitching matchup tomorrow night, Estebanzon Jimenez will get the start for the Fightin Phils. Jack Weniger will get the start for the Rumble Ponies. Weniger, another of the top prospects in the Mets organization, the number 13th ranked prospect for Binghamton. Again, this roster is filled with top prospects in the Mets organization, and they are showing it as they continue to put up wins in this game and in this series and in this season. For the Rumble Ponies, 9 runs on 10 hits, 2 errors. They left 8 men on base. For the Fightin Phils, 2 runs on 7 hits. Did not commit an error. They left 7 men on base. Jonathan Santucci, the starter, is the winner for Binghamton. He is 2-0. Griff McGarry, who started for Reading, takes the loss. He is 0-3. Time of the game, 2 hours and 57 minutes. Played in front of 6,750 here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Binghamton with the win goes to 18-8 now on the season. Their overall record in 2025 in a very, very impressive 63-30. Fightin Phillies with a loss, their fourth in a row, now dropped to 11-15 on the season, on the second half of the season. That will do it for our broadcast. Don't forget the Philadelphia Phillies tomorrow afternoon on our flagship WEEU 8:30 a.m. on the radio. The Phils and the Yankees. Phillies, if you missed it, won today over the Yankees 9-4. So they've taken the first two games in the series in Yankee Stadium. Zach Wheeler will get the start tomorrow for the Phils as they go for the sweep. 1:35 his first pitch, and again, it is available for you online. Scott is available to you on the radio. Scott Fransky and Kevin Stocker with a call on 8:30 on WEU 8:30 a.m. And we are on as well on 830WEU.com. That is our flagship on the Reading Fightin Phillies radio network. Tomorrow afternoon, 5:15 his first pitch. Jake will have the pregame show for you beginning at 5 o'clock. Thanks to former Philadelphia Phil. Mariano Duncan, who's now a coach for the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, spent some time with Jake in the pregame show, both first part last night, second part tonight, and talking a little bit. He's going to be a part of the alumni weekend coming up with the Philadelphia Phillies. So that's going to do it for our broadcast for Jake Starr. My name is Bob McCool. The Binghamton Rumble Ponies with a win by a final score of 9-2. Thanks for listening to Reading Fightin Phillies baseball on the Reading Fightin Phillies radio network. Hope you'll do it again tomorrow night. Better yet, on the series finale. We look forward to seeing you here at Baseball Town. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have a great night.